you think that magnet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See somebody else do it. Black is Jake. He went to the store and got a magnet reader.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. And then he did another video in the store with the magnets. He didn't even buy the magnet yet, and he stuck it to him, and it stuck there while he was in the store. Yeah.
Yeah, you got a lot of people online saying, "Oh, that shit is fake."
Nah, I
know people that done it. You try it on them.
Yeah, right.
Shalimar did a video about this book. You know the name of the actual metal. That's in it. Yeah.
Oh, word.
Yeah. It has metal particles in it.
When he show, when he get here, he gotta bring that up.
That's the kind of metal that's in the name of particle. Yeah.
All right, will it?
Once I get to the fog.
Oh, we don't claim that music. All right.
It's live right now?
For the record. Yeah, it's live right now. We don't claim that music.
All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash.
I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect. And we out here another week, all right, extending the hand of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai to you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, telling you to get right before the final judgment comes. Every week, there's more and more judgment happening, all right? So who knows if this is the last week, all right, that we out here, man. Okay, as a matter of fact, the brother had been talking about that before camp, how mercy is seasonable in the time of judgment.
Yeah, that was a bad scripture.
You know, the Most High is giving you mercy now, man, but soon enough, the mercy won't be there. You know, and then you're going to be looking for those men on the street. You got that up?
Yeah, Second Ezra 5 and 1.
Yeah, you can start at the top.
Second,
Down to like 12.
Second Ezra 5 and 1. Nevertheless, as coming the tokens, behold, the day shall come, the day which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith.
Right, because now you're seeing what's going on with the devil. All right, you're seeing the devil's hand. All right, and you're not liking it. This is where all these protests are coming from France to Colombia to Germany. All right, as a matter of fact, I believe over there in France, they've been protesting for damn near 2 years straight now, man, with the yellow vest protests. You know, and it all goes back because of the government. All right, which really goes back to America. All right, you got this show on Netflix called The Family. So where all these governments from these other places, they come to America to get their, marching orders, so to speak, man. You know.
Verse 2. But iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest.
Right, and iniquity is being increased, man. It's going to be increased made more. Here it is. You got Dr. Phil, which him, you know, he big on that, accepting the transformer movement, you know. But then he had said something on the show like, you know, he basically said like to accept a transformer is okay, all right, but pedophilia is wrong, man. Not knowing that all of this is going to, it's a domino effect, man. One's going to lead to another, man.
Right.
Okay.
Of course, it all goes hand in hand with immoral sex, which was one of the main reasons why Sodom was destroyed. You got this bitch, so-called Coyle Ray, that they always auto-tune her voice or make her sing, speak like a child. But that's again to put out that vibration that, you know, she has all this boorish lyrics talking about a bunch of adult topics and sexual innuendos, but she's speaking like a child. That's against to push that agenda that eventually they're gonna or justify these pedophiles out here.
Right. That's how you normalize something. Keep putting it. Yeah, it's all unlawful sex, man.
Yeah, fornication.
You know? But nobody's getting on Esau about this shit, man. You know?
Verse 3.
Hey, quick reset. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, all right, or idolaters, or adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves of mankind, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor extortionists shall inherit the kingdom of the Most High.
Right, so the scriptures don't leave room for ignorance, man. It says unrighteous, and then it breaks it down to who the unrighteous are, man. You know, because you could play on gray areas all day, as the brother Kalab likes to say, man. But the scripture, breaks it down and who's he talking about, man.
That just canceled out 99% of Americans.
Yeah.
That verse. Verse 3, back in 2nd Esdras 5 and 3. And the land that thou seest now to have root, shalt thou see wasted suddenly.
Yup, real quick, is the you got something up? You grab Sirach 11 and 29. You know, because the scriptures tell us to never trust our enemy, man. The scriptures say that he is as deaf, he cannot be satisfied, man. He's gonna, just like, with this pinch situation, all right, he's gonna implement the first one and the second one, all right. Here it is, people got the first one, he's not satisfied with that, man. He's trying to implement the second one. He's trying to figure out why people getting cold feet for not taking the second one. All right, you got that?
All right, it's Ecclesiasticus chapter 11, verse 29. Bring not every man into thine house, for the deceitful man hath many trains.
Go on.
Like as a partridge taken and kept in a cage, so is the heart of the proud. And like as a spy watcheth he for thy fall.
Right, so this devil is watching for
Hey,
your
hold
fall,
on
man.
now. Hey, Salakia, quick pause real quick in the video. Salakia. All right, we good.
All right, hey, start at the top again now.
Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 11, starting at verse 29. Bring not every man into thine house, for the deceitful man hath many trains. Like as a partridge taken and kept in a cage, so is the heart of the proud. And like as a spy watcheth he for thy fall.
Right, so this devil is watching for your fall, man. And at the end of the day, America is going to be like these other countries. America, these American citizens, they're going to see why these other countries are such in an uproar, man, because the devil is not for your turn. Here it is, as they're trying to get so-called minorities to take trust in the science, all right? They're letting devils, they're letting devils off the hook. Well, they're judging devils, all right, for taking, they're judging these particular devils for killing off these so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, some that you Jakes were riding over. So now you can trust this man. Now he's actually for your benefit. But the scriptures just say he's actually watching for your fall. All right, and it's going to get worse and worse, man. You are just a project, So it's basically over time. They don't know exactly when, but they know over time, you're going to begin to deteriorate. They know things are going to happen to you, man. Keep going on that up.
Verse 31. He lieth in wait and turneth good into evil, and in things worthy praise lay blame upon thee. Verse 32. If a spark of fire, a heap of coals is kindled, and a sinful man layeth wait for blood.
Right, so he's laying wait to take you down, man. And it's going to get a lot worse because, well, actually, we just keep reading on that.
Back in 2nd Esdras 5 and 4. But if the Most High grant thee to live, thou shalt see after the third trumpet that the sun shall suddenly shine again in the night, and the moon thrice in the day.
Right? And that's only for a few people anyway, because a lot of people will be put to death. A lot of people is going to go with, they're going to side with Egypt, as the scriptures say. Woe unto him that maketh flesh his arm, and woe unto him that basically put his trust in Egypt. A lot of people don't got faith now, man. They talking about trust in the signs, man.
And blood shall drop out of wood, and the stone shall give his voice, and the people shall be troubled. And even he shall rule whom they look not for that dwell upon the earth. And the fowls shall take their flight away together. And the Sodomish sea shall cast out fish and make a noise in the night, which many have not known.
Right, so it's going to be a great, 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 terrible death that's coming to this place, man. That's basically, in a nutshell, what the brother was reading, man. It's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, I got a precept. Yeah, this is Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 6. It says, how ye, for the day of Yahweh is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. And they shall be afraid. Pains and sorrow shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another.
Right, and as a destruction from the Almighty. What does that mean, man? We got we go into the scriptures, we understand that the Most High does things way past man's understanding, man. You know, for example, in the time of Noah, it never rained at that time. You know, but the Most High, He stepped in and allowed it to rain, man. You know, in the time of Egypt, you know, when the Most High allowed, He allowed Moses to speak of the things that the Lord did with Moses, you know, was stronger out of the strength of the magistrates of Pharaoh, man. You know, so the things that we're going to see, as the scriptures say, somebody can grab that, things 12, you know, because the things you're going to see, it's going to be way worse than what you could even imagine, man. You know, the Most High gave you the imagination, man. You don't think you can blur your imagination? You're going to be shocked.
Yeah, this is Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time.
Right, so it's going to have to be divine intervention, man, because it's that much trouble happening, man. You know, like how the Lord told did Habakkuk to save Daniel out of his trouble, man. That's how the Lord's going to have to do with us, man. You know?
Yeah, this is Isaiah 13:8. And they shall be afraid, pains and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. Meaning that's how afraid they're gonna be, as flames, where their face is gonna be struck with fear. You know, looking crazy. You know how the cartoons where they jaw drop, you know, looking at one another. Now, because you know, when you read these scriptures, you have to visualize. You know, these are scriptures. You know, and this is the movie, right? Verse 9: Behold, the day of Yahweh cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and He shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
And maybe it was about 2 weeks ago. We had Esau with the NYPD. They came out with robot dogs, man. And that's just a little test, man. You know, these robots don't have no feelings, man. You know, hey, anything, and plus the robots goes back to the computer, which anything computer technology-wise, somebody could just hack. You know what I'm saying? You can't control it, man. So things like that is going to be happening. As it was happening this past week with that
oil pipeline.
The oil pipeline, man.
Yep. And the thing about America too, with that situation, they showed their weakness, man. You can't show your weakness like that and pay somebody $5 million or how much money, $1 billion, however much money it was. They paid it, and that opens the door for more hacks to come in. Be like, whoa, you paid them? I'm gonna hack them too.
Yeah, there was this guy he was bringing out about that, and he was saying that this is just a distraction. I forgot what it was called, but he basically looked up the emergency that which they called upon. I forgot what it was called. The emergency which it was called for this gas shortage or gas hacking. And he opened up an umbrella where there was a certain list of things that they could do while they had this emergency. So they don't tell them what they was doing off screen. You know, what they were doing with this emergency being open for that period, for the period. You know, but Esau's good for that. He'll cause an emergency, and then he'll act on what he needs to act on during the emergency, so he can be backed by his own law. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, the order out of chaos. Because you can't forget this devil's MO. He's attacked himself before with situations like 9/11. So then a month later, bringing this Patriot Act, which is what we're all under, of why they're justified aspiring, and it's lawful because everybody's on what's the term? Something combatant. Enemy combatant. Everybody's looked at as that. So since we have homegrown terrorism and all that, they're justified aspiring. So the same way that they want to crash their economy, they could have an attack on themselves and then blame somebody else because he's the false accuser. So he'll always blame somebody else. And the funny shit is that they're blaming it on a team, on a terrorist group called Dark Side. Dark Side's bringing these dark days. You know?
This is from the Elder Monatazakbo, his lesson he did. A guy commented on his on the channel about the colonial pipelines, and he says the hacker group that allegedly shut down the colonial pipeline is named Darkside. Darkside spelled backwards is Edith Craig. A movie named Transformers came out in 2007. Yep, Transmorphers came out in 2007. In the movie, a hacker group named Edith Craig shut down an oil pipeline owned by a company named Colonial.
Wow.
Pretty weird, isn't it?
There's no such thing as coincidence.
So it goes to show that this is all planned.
Yeah, auto apnea, problem, reaction, solution.
That's
Solve the
something.
problem, the people react, and then they come with a solution.
Right, sure. With all these shortages, from food shortages to gas shortages, what they're gonna eventually have to do is start rationing shit. So per family, which you saw that at the beginning of the pandemic, that they started rationing foods in these supermarkets. So they're gonna start rationing gas. And again, these are all things that need to be digitally monitored.
Right.
So the same way that they don't know who's jabbed or not, that right now the ultimatum that Biden said was it's either where you get your jab or where you're muzzled until you take your jab. So how are you going to monitor that? You need to have this digital identification, which is the mark of the beast.
I got it real quick. Isaiah 32:7. The instruments also of the jewel are evil. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right.
That's it right there. Where when they are gonna make it necessary for you to have this this RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. So if you don't know your book, you don't know your God, you don't know your identity, you're gonna be destroyed. And you're gonna take something from this four-tongued serpent that is gonna look like it's for your own good, but it's to destroy you, just the same way he destroyed Eve. You know?
Prime example is them Elamites over there, man. You seen that video? They was throwing they Elam is the East Indians. They was throwing they all their idols. They was throwing them off the cliff, throwing them in the water and stuff like that. Rude, man. Hey, you know?
Well, let's not forget Bill Gates. All right, this is what Bill Gates said before his divorce. You know, anyway. But Mr. Bill Gates said that we see in the near future there will be a biological terror attack. You know, let's not forget that he said that. You know, so now you have this cyber attack. You know, on the gas. It's just the lead up to other attacks, man.
Because here it is, and you got to remember too, it's getting hot, and you know if all these, you know, with the heat, that puts a lot of damage on the grids, you know. So, you know, odds are you might see the grid go down this summer, man. This is going to affect, you know, the sanitation and all that, man, which could lead to a biological attack.
The economy, crash, yeah.
I got some. Just go, since you mentioned the Elamites, so East Indians. All these heathens, man, are quick to curse out and forsake their gods with their false gods anyway. So this is First Maccabees 1:41. Just reminded me of this. It says, moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. See, and they all agreed to it except for those Israelites, man. You know, the Israelites that was true to Yahweh Shema Shai. So, you know, the time it's just, you know, proving that Yahweh Shema Shai is a true living power, man. When you know, right, that Yahweh Shema Shai is a true living power, that he exists, man. You know, he shows beautiful signs and all of that, man. You don't forsake that at all, man. All right, but with these other heathens, man. And they constantly always getting shown that the Lord ain't dealing with them, man. Like the Mecca, I remember one time it was filled with roaches and water bugs, man. And they had 12 teams of like 1,000 people sweeping all the roaches out.
And that shows you because all those bugs and four-legged creatures are rodents. That's a plague.
That's
man.
a plague.
Yeah, you know, having roaches and shit and what you call it, fleas. You name it, man. Yeah, that's a plague. Just like mold growing in the walls. That's a plague. You know?
I think it's like leprosy of the house or something like that. Yeah. That's in the scriptures. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to pray, man. You either move. You know?
I got some. This is Psalms chapter 64, verse 5. This is talking about the Edomites. It says, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of lying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
Yeah, they say who shall see them because as soon as you figure the game out and you understand the agenda, when you go and pronounce it, they just gonna look at you and say, "Oh, that's conspiracy."
Yeah.
So who's gonna see them?
Right.
You know, who's gonna bring them to the judge? You know, and the judge is Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. The scriptures say they hide the faces of the Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. So they're covering the true judge, which is Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. You know, but see, the Lord, he sent the prophets and tells you in Wisdom of Solomon that they were made to reprove his thoughts. So this is why the prophets are sent to the highways and byways, in season, out of season, rebuking, okay, reproving, exhorting the name of the Lord, and telling you devils that, look, your plan is not going to accomplish his work. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to put an end to that agenda, man. And everything leads up to the Most High's way. You know?
Yeah.
So really Esau and the trick bag.
Right.
Word up. And like how they cover the faces of all the Israelites as well, man. They still doing that. It came up on my timeline. I think it was called like Matthew or something like that. And it's a so-called white man. They're doing like a new series, man. A 2021 series. And all the Israelites are so-called white people, man. You know, so I had to go on that comment board and say, look, none of them were so-called white men. You know, straight up, man. So they're still covering, you know, the face of the judges and the faces of the Israelites, man. You know, of the Most High. So, and like the brother brought scripture out, we made to reprove their thoughts, man. So they hate this, man. All right, they hate to be told the truth. They want to just continue to live in their lives that the so-called, that the Most High is a so-called white man, like they are, man. But that's pure bullshit, man.
Like the scriptures say, grab that real quick, Job 9:23.
And then say it doesn't matter. You know?
Yeah.
If it doesn't matter, then why'd you switch it in the first place?
Exactly. Come on, bro. He's a so-called white man. Why you can't be Chinese?
Right.
Yeah, and it does matter, like Yahushua said, they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. And the truth is that he's a dark-skinned man. If you go do that,
No, my bad.
so if you do that in down at the damn police station somewhere, and they place you at the crime of the scene, they say, well, what did you look like? And you say it doesn't matter. Guess what, man? That's your ass. So does the truth matter? Of course it does, man.
Yeah. And you gotta remember too, in the ancient world, every man's gotta look like them, man. You know? Like when you get Serapis Christus, when you get Serapis Christus, that goes back to Ptolemy the First, man, which is a Greek god, man. You know, because he basically wanted the Egyptians and the Greeks to come together. So he put a Greek twist on the Egyptian god, man.
Hey, it matters because of nationality. It matters because when you see the complexion, the texture, and his hair, they represent a certain people. Not all the people of the world look alike. You know, when you see a certain person, it identifies that person. So you can understand, okay, what nationality that person comes from. So what people is that person is for. You got all this black activist shit going on with this Black Lives Matter shit. Well, when you see them out there with their fist up and they're wicked, you know, they chants and shit, their chants that they chanting back and forth, you know what people they're talking about, you know? So how much more our Lord, man? God, how much more our Lord? Okay? So it does matter, man. That's just a guy that's butthurt and don't want to recognize the truth, man.
Yeah.
You know?
This is St. John chapter 4, verse 23. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth.
So now it's all about the true worshipers, man.
22.
The true worshipers. What's that? Jeremiah 3:15 said, I will give you passion according to my heart. I shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. So the true worshipers, the true teachers, the true prophets are sent.
This
matters for truth's sake as well, because the Lord is a power that can't lie. So you're to worship him in the spirit of truth. If you're worshiping a lie, then you're not worshiping the Heavenly Father, the God of the Bible. You're worshiping Allah, you're worshiping Buddha, you're worshiping Caesar Borgia, then you're not worshiping the Lord as the scripture has said.
Con. Let me start at verse 22. It says, "Ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews." It says, "But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, for the Father seeketh such to worship him. The Most High is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth." And if it's written in the Bible, then it's a part of the gospel, man. You know, if it didn't matter, then why was it written in two places, in the Old and the New Testament, so-called Old and New Testament?
That's the last thing he said. And what's that? Revelation 2:15, add to the word, I will add to him.
That's right. Or if anybody take it away, I'll grab
the
it.
place written in this book, man.
Yeah.
You know, the last thing you normally say to somebody is the most important thing.
Yep.
So like it said must too, so it's a requirement.
That's true. That's true.
And the Lord and the Savior of Israel, man, he walked the planet Earth and he was a dark-skinned man. All right, so that is what it is right there, man. He wasn't a so-called white man. For you to say he's a so-called white man is a lie.
Yeah.
And you know, like the brother out the scripture out, they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. So you know, you can't get around that, man. Y'all just tight that you're not the chosen people, man.
That's all it is.
It goes back to the hatred that y'all have for our people, man.
That's all it is.
So fuck y'all, man.
Yep.
And Paul spoke about another spirit, another Jesus.
Yeah.
So once you divert even on one point, then you're speaking of another Jesus, another spirit.
The 2 John 1:9 and 10. Whosoever transgresseth and abideth not in the doctrine of Yahushua has not Yahushua Ba'Shem Yahushua. He that abideth in the doctrine of Mashiach, he has both the Father and the Son. If there come any unto you and bring not this doctrine, receive him not into your house, neither bid him Godspeed.
Real quick, because the brother mentioned it, Revelation chapter 22, verse 16. "I, Yahushua, have sent my angels to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and the offspring of David, and the bright and morning star. And the Spirit and the bride come, and the Spirit and the bride say, Come, and let him that heareth say, Come, and let him that thirsteth come, and whosoever will, and let him take the water of life freely. For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, the Most High shall add unto him the plagues that are written in the book."
And that helps you to decipher who the Lord is dealing with, man. You know, because the Lord, those that he was dealing with, they would understand his truth, man. They would be able to interpret it the way it was written, man. You know? Like, that's like, you know, how you tell somebody something, and you know how you tell somebody something, and then, 5, 10 people down the line, what you said is completely interpreted, man. So if this person is saying exactly how you said it, he had to be the person right next to him, man. That's how you know who the Lord was actually talking to.
It says, "And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, the Most High shall take away his part out of the book of life and out of the holy city and from the things which are written in this book." That's what it is. Add or taken away, man.
That's showing that this word is deadly serious. So these people that are doing it to boast of themselves, elevate their name, exalt their name, or exalt even their company name, like IUIC, or for example, and they're taking away something as serious as like what the mark of the beast is.
You took the word right out of my
You
mouth.
got to pay for something like that. That disqualifies you as prophets. Though it doesn't matter how much so-called good you do. If you're out there, hit the highways and byways, telling the people they're Israel. Now people are looking to you because it talks about how Israel has searched for that which he's seeking for. So the people are seeking for the truth. And here they are. They think that they found it with you, and you're going to mislead them on one of the most critical prophecies of our lifetime. So that's why all these plagues are going to be added onto you. You know?
11th the whole lump.
Exactly.
Got something for you out.
Hey, now I was gonna say real quick, the Bible's not a game, man. The Bible's not a game because it deals with life and death. All right, what you put in is what you get out. And let me say, the Bible also deals with what? Judgment. How Bashimi Awashad's judgment. So when judgment come upon you, all right, it's real. When demons come upon you, when you're in Jacob's trouble, it's gonna be real, man. So everything that you sold in, everything that you put out is what you're gonna get back. So if you put in good works, if the Lord's willing, and He pleased with our works, we'll get back good works, man. We'll get rewarded good. If you put in wickedness and you're an evil person and you're a liar, all right, you're everything from the left side and down, okay, then you're gonna get back that in return. You know, the Lord is giving out righteous rewards and also rewards to the wicked, man. So the Lord handing out trophies, man. You know.
Quick precept on that. Matthew 12:36. The words of Yahushua. But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment.
Yeah, that's why it's important to get true understanding of the scriptures, man. Now I don't want to go off subject, but the last lesson I did, during this week was, based on balance and striving for righteousness. It's just a form of wisdom for brothers to have the right attitude, and I came across a video which I thought this guy was a great millstone, but he wasn't, and it makes sense, to say that somebody can't say that we can't have balance, you out of your mind, all right? We're supposed to strive for balance, okay? Balance, to say that, one week you commit adultery and next week you don't, you're basically in a mindset of stupidity. And look that word up. Look up the word stupidity. You don't have righteous judgment, because we are to follow the ways of the Lord. Balance is that we know that we are in a sinful flesh and we are going to make mistakes and go off, okay? But we want to do more for the spirit than we do the flesh. Being more for the spirit is a lot better because it keeps us in that order of the Lord, that ordinance, and it keeps us in that righteous spirit. The scriptures say, where a man's heart is, that's where his treasure will be also, roughly paraphrasing. So this is balance, okay? If a brother want to play basketball or work out, or a brother has any type of hobby he does outside of teaching the scriptures, it's okay. The scriptures say where's no law, there's no sin. But you don't put your spirit all into that, because why? The Bible is our primary. It's our priority. It's number one. It comes before everything. So you want to do more for this than you're doing for that. How hard is that? To say that everything can't be balanced, but we're supposed to strive to make things balanced as best as we can. That's just crazy. I don't want to go on. That's just crazy.
You quoted it.
And I know you had to watch the video, and I just I'm skimming. I thought this brother, I subscribed to him, I thought he was. And I heard him say that, I said, what the hell's wrong with this dude? You're in the mindset of stupidity. That's not a diss. Just look it up. Just look it up, man.
False balance is an abomination. You have to balance. If not, the scriptures even talk about being over righteous, that you'll destroy yourself with them. So you have to balance.
Yeah, and he quoted all the scriptures of balance too. Just wait, all that. But then said that we can't be balanced. Are you crazy? What do you say? That don't make sense. It makes sense. He said in Great Millstone. He said that brothers in Great Millstone we hate, and then he said this is not balanced when you hate brothers in Great Millstone hate certain brothers or whatever because they go off on the doctrine. And then here it is, we only love brothers in Great Millstone. To my regards, that is balance. That is balance. Because if you understand what balance is, love and hate, that's balance. Because if you had nothing but love, like these government churches, and they love everything, you're going to bash them in the head with a bat, and you still turn around and say, I love you. That ain't balance. The Most High created hate because he created love. He created right, so he created left. He created up, so he created down. That's fine balance. That don't even make sense. That's why I said, the judgment is off. It's off. You need to get more understanding first, before you start doing lessons and doing things like that, because you're going off. You have the wrong perception of things, judgment things.
So you're pretty much saying that the Bible's wrong.
Yeah, saying that we love brothers in the truth, but then we hate those that's not of the truth. And then he pulled out scriptures with the Lord, and then you misscrewing the scriptures because you don't understand balance. The Lord said, love everyone, and all the saints, we gotta love everybody. That sound like these churches, man.
Yeah.
What doctrine you come in? What name of the Lord you come in.
Open rebuke is better than secret love.
Yeah,
Right.
the Lord, matter of fact, Baba Kashak, I read this real quick, because this is what the Lord said. What he will say about this? This is Jeremiah 11 and 14. It says, therefore, pray not thou for this people, neither lift up a cry or prayer for them, for I will not hear them in the time that they cry unto me for their trouble.
I got scripture too. I got one.
So the Lord told us, hey, not to pray for 2/3, man.
Yeah.
So you saying the Lord contradicting himself, Yahweh Shai? You know?
Right.
No, man. You gotta have understanding within the scriptures. You gotta know what he's talking about, man. Understand and reason, man. Go ahead, slide.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 6 and 14. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers.
Right.
For what fellowship have righteousness with
And he
unrighteousness?
said, he didn't pull the scripture, be peaceful with all men. Yeah, we are to be peaceful with all men. The Lord said he'll make our enemies to be at peace with us. If we please the Lord, even our worstest enemy, which is Esau, you know, dealing with his Roman soldier, you know, you put yourself in that situation where he got your life in his hands.
Yeah.
He come to the car and say, you know, license registration. And you be like, yes, officer. You know, here it is. What's the problem? And he go, you know what? There's no problem. Go ahead about your way. I'll just check it. Oh, okay. Be peaceful, so that you can live longer. You can escape death. No, y'all watch me outside. You ready to see the mic? Fucking nigga, get the fuck out. He pulling me over. You stereotyping. This is hate, black hate. And the next thing you know, you get ripped through the window.
Getting dragged out the car.
It's balance, man. The Lord said, real quick, the Lord said, be peaceful with all men, so that what you can live, man.
Yeah.
We're in captivity, man. We don't have the deception yet, the bash across their head, man. We're not in the ruler's seat yet. You know?
He told that dude, I have not known thee.
Yeah.
Because you're acting stupid without wisdom, man.
Yeah.
This is Matthew 12 and 50. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father, which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother.
See? So following the Lord is the same as the Lord's sister and brother. Because the Lord calls us friends. You know, we're family, man. You know, I was looking up the word, what word was it? Devoted in the Google. And devoted goes into straight, I forgot what the word was, but it basically means to be loyal, man. You know, to be loyal, to be dependable. Dependable. The Lord is dependent on us to hold his ministry honest and true. You know? Real quick, somebody get 1 Corinthians 6 and 1, I think. It's locked in real quick. I think it's 6 and 1. Or 4.
So 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 1. Let a man so account of us as of the ministers of the Most God and the stewards of the mysteries of the Most High. Moreover, it is required in stewards that a man be found faithful.
Oh, that's a good one, but that ain't it. But go ahead. Yeah.
It requires that a man is found faithful.
Right.
There's a requirement for you to be faithful.
Go to 2 Corinthians.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 1. Therefore, seeing we have this ministry, as we have received mercy, we faint not. But we have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of the Most High deceitfully, but by manifestation of the truth commending ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of the Most High. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost.
Hey, there it is, man. There it is. Lucky, I was trying to look up the word. There you go. Which is constant. It says of a person unchangeably faithful and dependable. And that's the men of the Lord, the stewards, man. Those who serve the Lord, starting with the prophets and down to the saints. You know, for those who come and serve Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. You know, we're dependable. And as Paul was saying, you know, read that again. Yeah. Because you got false prophets. You got men that are sold out. They took that bag of money. And they're teaching the congregation of Israel. They're teaching you not to praise the true names of the Lord. Or they're telling you that the microchip is not the mark of the beast. When clearly it's evident it is, man. Even at this very state and moment in time in our lives where the jab is out and all these technology, you know, how could you not see it? All right, the mark of the beast is not the jab, man. Okay, the mark of the beast is the microchip. Whether it's a neural link that goes inside the brain, or it's a chip that goes inside underneath the skin. All right, all you got to do is do your research on what the microchip does, and you will see why the Lord made that to be the mark. And then if you understand the scriptures, of course, it all goes together. It makes sense. Right?
Like buying and selling, for instance.
Yeah.
You know, you can't do that with the punch. You'll be able to do that through transactional technology that comes with that chip, and storing your medical information. How's a good, clean, fast, effective way to know that you've been given punches? Because that's going to be the next wave. How do you know that now that we're allowed to walk around without these diapers on our face? Only those that took the punch. How are we going to differentiate the two?
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna. Hey, you could forge paperwork.
Right.
You know, hey, people make fake IDs all the time. We're gonna need something you can't duplicate. You can't forge.
And you got that the brother GMS Watchman. He had put out a video on how you got scientists at the Pentagon. They actually coming up with something to where you have to use a subdermal device, all right, as a form of like something else, to where basically you put a subdermal device, which you know is an RFID chip within you, and that's going to detect if you have the seed now, as opposed to.
Well, they clipped brothers' videos a couple of weeks back when New York Post was supposed to be authentic news. CNN even covered it, if I'm not mistaken. But they put out a certain microchip that can help with this thing that's going on. And when brothers put the clip up, brothers got flagged. Medical misinformation. Now, mind you, this is the disclaimer. We're not giving medical misinformation. If you got a problem, go see your doctor. You know? But brothers got clipped by just posting what was posted authentically, man, from them. So it's like, come on, man, they showing you, but it's like they pulled it back because they said, no, not yet. No, not yet. Because they didn't go on to a campaign after that. You ain't really see it you ain't see it no more. All of a sudden it just kind of died down. Now everything else is still in effect. But where's that? That's gonna make a break, like a fast break. It's gonna resurface and it's gonna be campaigned as number one, man. The miracle, the mark of the beast.
Yeah, now, they might say, if you're tired of getting all the jabs, just take this RFID, and that's going to be the end all be all. That'll terminate any variant, any strain of disease, period, man. Probably say you'll never get sick again. They're going to dress it up to make it look, they're going to make it look nice and dope, man. You know, I remember, matter of fact, at the last spot, that older guy was like, we told him that everything is going to be on there. You know, your house keys, your car keys, your gym pass.
Yeah.
So, shit, that's a good idea.
Right.
See? So people already with it, man. But see, like the scripture brother brought out, the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. So there's a cruel twist behind it, man. They don't know that they're dealing with the damn devil, man, the so-called white man. He's the border of wickedness. So while he's making it seem like he's helping you out, he's really gonna have all control over you, man. That's why you should watch shows like The Unlisted, movies like Divergent, Equilibrium, because with all those movies they show the ultimate power that they'll be able to have over you, man. And they might be able to listen to your thoughts. Because they was mentioning how on the battlefield they want to work they want to make super soldiers that are chipped, and they'll be able to communicate with each other without even opening their mouths, man, or hand signals or nothing through that RFID chip. So if they have that capability on the battlefield, they know that capability to listen to your own thoughts, man. So that's why you're going to be destroyed if you take it, man. So that's the double meaning behind it, man. Yeah, you're getting these little benefits, but then behind your back, he's going to have all total power over you, man. So guess what? Yahweh Shemashah doesn't care if you take a damn chip. You know, according to Yohana, who said he doesn't care if you do or not, man.
We got Ezekiel 13. Ezekiel the 13th chapter at the top, going into these false prophets. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy against the prophets of Israel that prophesy, and say thou unto them that prophesy out of their own hearts. Hear ye the word of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord power. Woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing. O Israel, thy prophets are like the foxes in the deserts. Ye have not gone up into the gaps, neither made up the hedge for the house of Israel to stand in the battle in the day of the Lord. So again, them going out into the highways and hedges, what good is it if they're not making up the hedge for us to stand a chance? They're not telling you about the wolf coming and the wicked devices that he's coming with. So what good is it if they're out there on the highways and hedges if they're not making up the gap? They're leaving out that critical puzzle piece to you getting to salvation. Because if you take the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, there is no salvation for you. There's no repenting from that. Right? O Israel, thy prophets are like the foxes in the deserts. Ye have not gone up into the gaps, neither made up the hedge for the house of Israel to stand in the battle in the day of the Lord.
That's 100% true scripture, man. I remember I was playing that game Ghost of Tsushima, and here it is. They got the it shows you a beautiful illustration of how it was in the ancient days, man. How they got the walls that goes about the city, and then when you're always running around, you find a certain spot where you can sneak in, man. That's a gap as well. And then guess what happens when you sneak in? You start killing everybody silently, man. You know? So that's why you gotta close up them gaps, man. That's why you gotta have 100% truth. So there's no way you could come and mess up the doctrine that Yahweh Shema Shai, you know, left behind through Yahweh Shai, and try and subvert us, man, into selling out.
Yeah, that's because you're saying no lies of the Most High. They have seen vanity and lying divination, saying the Lord saith, and the Lord hath not sent them. And they have made others to hope that they would confirm the word. Have ye not seen a vain vision? And have ye not spoken a lying divination? Whereas ye say, the Lord saith, albeit I have not spoken. And the Spirit is just burning Johanna's face into my thoughts when I'm reading this, because he said for you to take the chip. If you're gonna have to take this jab if you want to eat, and eventually if you're gonna, because since you have kids and stuff, so that he's already speaking like a faithless man. He's speaking of a lying divination, especially, and they also included saying that this is not the mark of the beast, mocking the chips, or it's June, there's no microchips. Well, that is a lying divination, because now you're lying to your people, and they're gonna go think of you as some type of leader, spiritual leader, and go on and take this and be destroyed utterly.
Yeah, a lot of these guys, they'll sit back, you know, in order to tell lies, as Elder Apostle Bar, you know, said, you know, he brought it out, you know, and it's the truth. Well, in order to tell lies, all right, you must know the truth. So they sit back and they you know, meditate with the think tanks, and they'll visualize. And visualize a lying vision, you know. You're visualizing, and then you make it manifest by speaking on it and telling your congregation that this is what the Bible says, and knowing that you purposely lie. The Lord gonna deal with you niggas, man. You know, because the Bible is not a game. It's not a game.
All right, good point. Laying back on, brother. This is the book of Colossians, chapter 4, verse 5. Walk in wisdom toward them that are without, redeeming the time. Let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt, that ye may know how ye ought to answer every man.
Yeah, honestly, man. Because we're supposed to have fear. When we judge and when we answer, we're supposed to have fear in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai so that we give the right answer. Because really, it's not our answer, it's the Lord. So if we want the Lord to be with us, we got to be honest and true. You know? You don't just get over on somebody because you seeking some type of gain. You know, guys do that, man. You got certain men that we had in the past, brothers in this camp, had to separate from. You know, you'll use a brother for money, you know, or use a brother just to have him under your wing, but really it's all, you know, it's to give glory to yourself. That's that vain glory. You know, some of these camps out here, they just want numbers because it looks like something. That's vain glory. That ain't what it is, man. What it is the truth. You know, what it is the truth. It's pushing the truth. That's why apostles tell us to teach, man. Just teach. Just teach. The garments, you know, they got the gauntlets and all that stuff, and the gold. Zabak had he had the cup with the fringes, the blue, you know, and his name on it.
He had the chalice.
Yeah, like, listen, man, we gonna get all that in the kingdom, man. You know, but for right now, the important thing is this truth, and also conduct is very important, because that's image. You know, the way that you're projecting. You know, the way that we teach the word. You know, we're teaching so that the sincere sincere Aqua sisters, you can get this truth for yourself and believe, man. Because you got it. Hey, if the men don't wake up, we're never getting out of here. If the Lord don't wake up his elect with truth and sincerity and put that mark on them, we never getting out of here, man. You know? If we always liars and all that, then we'll just be here forever, man. Until the Lord set the perfect right.
This is Titus chapter 1 verse 10. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision, whose mouths must be stopped.
With circumcision meaning those of the knowing.
Yeah.
Which those that's of the knowing that know this truth. And they're the worst ones, man. Like brothers, you know, elders talking about these women, man. That's the truth. Hey, the worst woman is the woman that knows the scriptures, man.
Yeah.
You better off dealing with someone in the world, man.
Right. It says, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake.
Yeah, because you're scattering the sheep. You know, you're scattering the Lord's sheep, man. And the Lord said if you don't gather it, you scatter it.
Yeah.
If I may add real quick too, how I said, how there's many of them as well. Even these so-called plantation Christians, man. And when you look at GMS, you know, you see us, man, condemning many other people, man. You know, from Johanna to TD Snakes to Geno Jennings. But when it comes to these other camps, you don't see them rebuking anybody.
Right.
Yeah.
Hold it back to score.
Yeah, but the scripture said there's many. What's that?
Many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers.
Yeah. See, so there's many of them. So therefore, you know, who really has the truth is going to be condemning many people.
Yeah, so like I got a piece of what the brother just said. It's in Psalms chapter 119, verse 126. It is time for thee, Lord, to work, but they have made void the law. Therefore, I love thy commandments above gold, yea, above fine gold. Therefore, I esteem all thy precepts concerning things to be right. I hate every false way. So like the brother just said, GMS only a group that's going against these Christians, these other groups that are doing wrong. Of course, because we hate every single false face like the Most High hates every single false way.
Vanity.
You know what I'm saying?
Remove from us vanity, man, which is lies, worthlessness, uselessness, falsehood, you know? So that's why GMS gets the most hate, you know? Or we hate them guys, you know? They always running their mouth. How dare them talk about the black woman like that? But now, you know, times done changed, seasons done changed, and now those that were hating, they're actually seeing that we're telling the truth. When they start dealing with those other camps, they start realizing, nah, man, GMS and them, nah, them brothers, I don't like the way they speak, but they tell you the truth though.
Yeah.
You know?
Real quick, back in Titus, chapter 1, verse 12 now, it says, one of themselves, even a prophet of their own, said the Cretians are always liars, evil beasts, slow bellies. This witness is true, wherefore rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith.
Hey, rebuke is needed. That's harsh correction, man. You know, because you're going horribly off. So when you go horribly off, you get a horrible, you get a hard rebuke, man. If your son go ahead and break the whole vest, like say you got a china closet in your house, and he up there ripping and jumping around, and you've been telling him to stop, and all of a sudden the whole damn thing comes slamming down, and he done broke every goddamn chandelier, motherfucking the little nice plates you had in it, all that shit. Yeah. You gonna whoop his ass, man. But you gonna give him that hard rebuke, man, because enough is enough. Well, how much more the Heavenly Father with us being stiff-necked, hard-headed, rebellious people? You know? The Lord said, my ways are not your ways, my thoughts are not your thoughts. The way the Lord do things is not going to be for the likings of man. That's why the heathens hate the Most High. Now, what they're trying to do is keep us against our power. Yeah. Because they don't want us to fall back in good line and good case with our Lord so that they'll lose, man. But guess what? The Lord kept an election to himself, man. Okay, that cluster of great men, okay, is kept by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and they're not to be tarnished. Okay, they're not to be diminished and perish. All right, they're gonna stand because the Most High have them in His hand. You know.
Yep.
That's all. So Jeremiah chapter 5, and I'll start at verse 28. You know, you can start at 26. It says, "They are waxing fat, they shine. Yeah, they overpass the deeds of the wicked. They judge not the cause of the fatherless, yet they prosper."
Yeah, how they pass the deed of the wicked is because they in the knowing. You're overdoing the wicked and wickedness is because you know the truth. You know the truth. So now you're going beyond, not in ignorance, but on purpose, man. So you're passing the deeds of the wicked, man. Because that's how Esau is so wicked, because he knows the truth. You know? Someone that don't know the truth and they're doing wrong, they're in an ignorant state of mind. And if they repent, they have a chance to repent. The Lord said He winketh at their ignorance.
Yeah.
And some of them, the Lord just kept blind them. You know, He kept them asleep because that ain't what He called, man.
Yeah.
They set up for another reason, to be destroyed. The scriptures say they must know it after death by pain.
Death by pain.
So they gotta fulfill the movie.
Yeah.
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 Kawadi Howard Bashim Yahushua for even allowing us to play these parts. Because we could have been these people driving up looking at us. You know, driving up looking at them. You know, that's how you want to put it. And they could went past here scoffing, said some slick shit. You know, we could be one of them. Yeah, we could be this.
That's been all week.
Brother might have a nice ass, fly ass ride. Brother getting money in the world. Good thing we ain't that nigga. So the body of how about shooting outside, man. You know?
None of that stuff's gonna matter in that day. You know, all that stuff is gonna get burnt up.
It says, "Yet they prosper, in the right of the needy do they not judge. Shall I not visit for these things? Saith the Lord, shall not my soul be avenged on such a nation as this?"
Yeah, because the Lord put His name on us. So wherever we go and we scattered, we're shaming the Lord, man. That's what pisses the Lord off. Because we represent Him. We were made in His image, man. We're making after His laws and giving the covenant, okay? And the order. So here it is, even though He scattered us among the heathen, and we became a degenerate plant, to look at us and to see what we're doing, and we're acting like heathens, it makes the Most High angry, man. You see? Because with the scriptures that in Jeremiah says, "Do not this for your sake, but for my holy name's sake."
Yeah, that's in Ezekiel.
It says, verse 30, "A wonderful and horrible thing is committed in the land." It says, here's the kick too to these false pastors and their congregation. Here's the kick to it, man. It says, "The prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests bear rule by their means, and my people love to have it so. And what will you do in the end thereof?"
And they love to be lied to. Jake loved to be lied to, man. There's no more truth in you. I go to Isaiah, first chapter. It was they became dross, you know, and it was this great people and all that. Because what happened to these niggas? Well, what happened to these Israelites, man? They became ninjas, man. They became a degenerate plant, man. Look that word up, degenerate. You know? You became the most filth of all the people of the world when we was the most greatest, man. You know, even today at our lowest, we're still more greater than these heathens, man. But still, we're not perfect, man. We're not that perfection that the Lord requires, man. We're in this wicked ass flesh, and Jake just all out wicked, man. You know? But even at our lowest, you look at Jake, we're still better than the heathens. This is why the heathens hate us so much. Everything Jake put their hands on or put themselves into, they excel higher, faster than the heathens. So that's why they hate you. That's why they come together at one seat and say, you know what? We got to keep them down, man. We got to stop them from being a nation, because if they become Yasha Allah, we finish. So let's just give them some, you know, let me give them a couple of millions to dunk a basketball, man. To play 82 games and wear his body out. You know, let's put his mind into this. Focusing on our society, generating and washing our money back into the system, man. instead of putting that shit away and serving Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and then Yahweh Bashim Yahushai giving you the whole world, man. See, Jake want the small things, man. Well, the elect, you want the world.
Yeah.
Do Yahushai, man.
Really?
You know? Shit. Fuck a basketball game. Fuck 5 virgins of women. The hell with them. They're simple flesh. The bitch gonna commit adultery, man.
Yeah.
He might get you 5 women, you know, all humble at first and all that. And you thinking you living the life? Yeah, I got my women. Next thing you know, 2, 3 of them committing adultery on you, man. You don't want this shitty ass world, man. This society gotta go, man. It gotta go, man. If you, hey, go ahead, Doc.
And the proof that our people love to have it so, like the brother just brought out in that verse, is Stockholm syndrome, and the people that get these little goodies that are okay with just getting by like that. So much so that when we tell them that they're a rich royal people and that the Most High is for us and we're royalty, they hate you and despise you for it because they're comfortable in their position. They don't want the heavens. They don't want the heavens if Esau's not there with them.
Scripture for you real quick. Jeremiah 2:14. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? And they're literally taking this freaking mystery punch, getting stuff like free Yankees tickets, man. Free hot
French
dogs,
fries.
free cheesecake, one free Krispy Kreme donut.
Krispy Kreme donut.
And then here it is, man. At Shake Shack, they was on like the New York City news, man. And this damn black nigga woman, she said, and guess what? Shake Shack is giving free. She was like, burgers? He's like, nah, just fries. So you can't even get a free burger.
You can't even get a free burger.
You know? That's how shows you how greedy Esau is, man. You know? He doesn't even really want to give you nothing, man.
But it shows you how Esau look at you. He is.
Yeah.
He really he really look at you with disgust. He's the way. Listen, to even offer, to come up with that offer,
That's insulting.
it's insulting, man.
That's insulting, yeah.
Fries and a burger, one voucher.
Yeah.
I saw somebody was showing me on Instagram. There was a clip with this guy. He recorded the news, and the news person said, if you take the take, you know, the J, then you will receive $1 million. And the dude was like, what?
Yeah, like the lottery
Like, yeah,
in
it's
Ohio.
the news said it.
Yeah.
Like, yo, come on, man. That's insulting, man. And you know what it is? Jake's so dumbed down, it's like he became a homeborn slave.
Yeah.
When you go to work and you work among a lot of Edomites, you gotta know their lingo and their what you call it, their lingo. You gotta know how they use words, man. Because here it is, an Edomite that comes to you and say, Billy Joe. And then Jake normally go, what he saying? Word. They not realizing he dissing you.
Jimmy Jam.
What's the dude on Wild 'N Out?
Conceding.
Cause wind that back.
Slow
Sometimes
down,
it's But yeah, man, Esau would diss you, and Jake would laugh with him about it, and then he'd come over here, and they'd be calling you something, and you don't even know what they calling you.
I'll never forget it, man. I was working in this one warehouse factory, man, and I was dealing with an Edomite chick, but I kept it on the low. And here it is. I had to work with like 4 of the Edomites. We was the ones on the machines, and they acting buddy. And I was in the truth, so I know what time it is, man. And they acting buddy in my face, right? Acting like they're my best friend. I'll never doubt that. You know what I'm saying? That they talking shit. So them not knowing I'm dealing with her, they talking shit about me and shit, calling black jokes and all that shit. And she's coming back and telling me, like, yo, you know they talking shit about you, right? But in my face, they smiling and all of that, bro. But I was in the truth. I already know, never trust our enemy. I already know you the fucking devil, bro. If you smiling in my face or not. And that's what's wrong with you so-called Christians, man. Y'all think that the so-called white man is your friend. Behind your back, he's talking shit, man. Y'all gonna be destroyed, man. Trusting in your damn enemy, man. These the fucking Edomites, man. So that took me about no, like, wow, you really think I'm surprised? You know, we a different breed, man.
You know, and going back and how he looks down with the stain on us, to think that $1 million is gonna sway somebody's position with getting this punch, okay? You give brothers $1 trillion, yo. It's not worth your life, man. You know what I mean? So like to bring it down to a level of French fries, Krispy Kreme donuts, a free metro, 1 week's worth of a metro ticket.
Slave, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like as if little because they think that we don't want to take it for frivolous reasons as valuable as those items, man.
Right.
Yeah.
You know. But we don't want to take it because our power it's literally against the law of the Bible, man.
Right.
You know.
Now the scriptures say that the
Can't put a
portion-
price on that.
the portion, the remnant of Jacob is not like them, because most of Israel, sadly to say, over 90% probably, will have a very low price. Especially they mention $1 million. You know that most Jacob's going to jump on it. So just showing that Esau has calculated and studied his prey, and he knows that most of y'all will sell out for a fucking burger, man.
Yeah. Hey, you know. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the number one ways that Esau is going to get Jacob's travel and then taking away the benefits. Those are the top two ways that they're going to get you.
Yeah.
Jake, you want to, you know what I mean? You want to be fly for the summertime. You want to go to Miami. You want to go here. You want to go there. You want to do your travel. And then the benefits. Most of our people that lives in the hood, you want some type of assistance. So in order to get that, what they're going to make you buckle down to that, man. So that's because what was something why they had that wellness shit here in North, like a week or two ago? Because what? Most Jake is not taking it. Right. So they got to try to bring it to your door so that you can take it, man.
Yeah.
Right? And they show you have no value. You know, man, you cheapskate somebody when you realize they have no value, no knowledge, no understanding, and you treat them a certain way. Same way when you was growing up in high school. There'd be a certain dude around your crew, you and probably 7 other dudes, but there was one of them, everybody always beating on, always pushed to beat him up, but he was cool though. He always got back up, used to clown on him and all that, because you know he ain't had no understanding. And then when you see another dude that, I know this is up, I was just like edifying, but you see another dude that's in your crew, and he not tough, he probably can't fight, but then here it is, he get brolic with that one, with the other weaker one. If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's how it is, and that's human nature. They say what you give a person an inch, they take a mile. So that goes with anything. When you're dealing with women, you're dealing with people that's close to you, or especially like if you too buddy with somebody all the time, and then now they think they can cross certain lines or certain boundaries with you. Just how a woman would do. That's human nature. But Esau take this shit to a whole nother level, man. You know?
What the apostle always say: familiarity breeds contempt.
Right. Yeah. Quick precept. This is Psalms 10 and 5. His ways are always grievous. Now judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. He hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. Now Jake going, now the challenge, the new challenge is sticking a magnet to your arm. Yeah, you got folks, now they're hoping nothing goes wrong because they witnessing that, wow, I got this thing and all of a sudden I got a magnet sticking to my arm. You know it's true. You know it's happening when you tried it and it worked. But now you're hoping, please God, hope nothing come down, you know, to be a, you know how what they do with cars, they call them back. Something happened.
Recall. Yeah.
Recall the drug, you know, and you done took it, man.
And they recall lots of foods too. Like they say E. coli outbreak.
Yeah,
So they'll recall a whole bunch of romaine salads.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I had some. They were saying like, so it's like at least 5 million people that already took the first dose or whatever the number was. They said less than half is willing to take the second dose, man. They already know what time it is, man.
Yeah, because what people don't realize, like, you opened yourself up to be a human antenna. You walking Wi-Fi now. You know what I'm saying? By putting all of this technology within inside of your body, because that's exactly what it is. Because when the brothers Jacob sent that to the chat or whatever, and I looked up, like, typing magnets on YouTube and shit. I watched the video. And then he mentioned that the strongest, they were talking about biohacking. That's pretty much what it is. With all this technology that Esau is doing, it's biohacking the body. There's different ways of biohacking the body. You can naturally eat and clean out the body. That's a natural form of biohacking. You can bioengineer it by putting implants and things within your body. And then the way that Esau is doing it.
And they even showed like that site Dangerous Things, which has the chip up there. You know what I'm saying? And the magnet that he mentioned, that's the highest frequency that can actually stay within inside of the body. It won't do nothing weird. Is neodymium, and it has to be grade N52. That's the highest concentration of magnet that won't cause that much problems within the person's body, and it can actually stick to you like a human antenna and things like that. And when I typed up neodymium, I wasn't looking for nothing. I just typed it in and see what come up. And the first article is from it's the National Institute of Libraries or something like that, and it's a U.S. Government site. And it came up neodymium nanoparticles. So that lets you know what's being implanted inside of the body when you take these things, man. That's why it's sticking to you like that, because it's neodymium nanoparticles, man.
And you had, I got to make mention again, Bill Gates, he said in a few interviews a couple of months ago that he sees that the next attack will be a biological terror attack. You know, and then CDC, just putting dots up in the air, you can connect them. But CDC even entertained the fact that it's possible to be, how to survive in a zombie apocalypse. I wonder who's gonna be the zombies.
And they coming out with mad different new zombie movies and stuff like that. What's that latest one? Yeah, that one. And there's another one that just came out or whatever. And then even in the cartoons, they showing you like robot technology and humans taking over. What's that? Mitchell's versus the Machines. It's a new cartoon movie. The kid movie. And I watched it with my son. I'm like, yo, they putting this in here that's supposed to be for the kids, but this is going to correlate to real life. Like, you know what I'm saying?
What they call it, pre-programming.
Yeah.
That's Psalm 53. How it says that the wicked both of them is hard to die.
Yeah. So you connect the dots, man. How could CDC entertain and tell you how to survive a zombie apocalypse? As if this wasn't. I see why now it could be a zombie apocalypse. Everybody should see why now.
Yeah, think about it. What? The 5G towers. Yeah. Now you got this shit with the neodymium nanoparticles being injected into the body. Case in point, we always mention the movie Kingsman with Samuel L. Jackson. In Tom, you know what I'm saying? And like on Kingsman, when he turned up the frequency on the phones for the chip that everybody, then they started wilding out. That's your zombie apocalypse, man. That's it right there, man.
That's this is Isaiah chapter 9, verse 20.
Yeah, real quick, it's like your grandmother and got the magnet stuck to it. You know what that is? You start saying, I guess say that. You know, the magnet stuck to it. Next thing you know, you go down and be like, Grandma, what's wrong with you? She, yo, your dear grandmother, you don't know what's wrong with you.
You ain't gonna want to do that to your grandma. Like, grandma, don't make me go your ass, grandma. Don't make me ready to tap that ass, grandma.
Don't be a menace when you beating up his grandma and shit. Yo, out here too, they're gonna be running around, looking around the blocks and shit.
All of that. All of that. Hey, the Lord said we're gonna see strange things, man. In these latter days, man. The things that you least expect, like even seeing newly created creatures, man. You know?
This is Isaiah chapter 9, verse 20. And he shall snatch on the right hand and be hungry, and he shall eat on the left hand, and they shall not be satisfied. They shall eat every man the flesh of his own arm.
Dang.
That's a zombie. Hey, a man of hunger, man. You know, as you get hungry, your inside starts to eat his inside. You're willing to eat anything, man. You get illusional. What's that? Delusional. You start seeing shit. You know. Next thing you know, your mind, you become a zombie, man. You want to eat anything. You know.
There's even commercials, like the Snickers commercials. Like you know yourself when you're hungry.
Oh yeah.
You know, you look like boy, you look like a steak.
Yeah.
He start turning into a hamburger.
Yeah.
Quick precept. Deuteronomy 28:22. The Lord shall smite thee with a consumption, and with a fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. And when you go into that word for consumption, from the Hebrew word shakefeth. It means consumption, wasting disease, a wasting disease of the lungs. So what's COVID? I mean, crown royal.
This is Psalms chapter 10 and 7. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doeth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. You know, take a cheeseburger. Take this voucher for these fries. You know, just take it. And the thing about it too, you go and take that, you can't get rid of it, man.
Exactly.
You know, you can't just take a little herb bath, and a herb cleanse. You know, that stuff is technology, man.
And even worse, you can't even sue them.
Right.
If you get any kind of injury or you even die, there's nobody that could turn around and be like, hey, you know, such and such died. I'm suffering losses. I got to do all this stuff. I'm going to sue. You can't even do it.
Vaccine injury.
It says, he croucheth and humble himself that the poor may fall by his strong ones. And who is the poor? You Israelites, man. The ones that he looks at with no value. And we see why you see no value. Your music is shit, okay? Everything Jake put in, you know, the woman, she's not a woman anymore. She's just a manly man now, you know? So, hey, you look at Israel, man, the way they conduct themselves, man. I was, you know, the other day, when I go get a bite to eat, went into the Mexican joint, and we was in there talking, and just thinking about how everybody having a good time, because, you know, they got their music going, they got the big old drinks, tequila and all that. And I was just thinking, I was like, yo, Judah couldn't have nothing like this. It'd be a fight breaking out. The music, it should call music, just the ding, ding, ding. It's feel good music, make you want to, you know what I'm saying? But Judah music, you think they're about to hook somebody, you know? Somebody gonna get killed. Hey, your music is shit. You southern tribes, man, your music is shit, man. Your music is shit, man.
It was all sports though. He walked around.
That's definitely a thing.
I've been seeing that.
It was a story with his, I think it was like in Texas or whatever, with his, you know, this black home, so-called black home restaurant. And, you know, these niggas when was working in the restaurant and shit, you know, I guess because the music go whatever, he came out like, look, you know what I'm saying, this is how, you know, I built this for us. Why y'all acting like this? Yeah. You know, he kicked them out and that became a whole big thing, man. But like his brother said, Judah, so-called African Americans don't respect each other's stuff, man.
Yeah, they don't respect themselves, man. So why would you get respect from other tribes or even other nations, man? You know, that's why other tribes, if you warn it, hey, look down on you, treat you, oh, you racist. Because the way you look, man. You check out Issachar music, they was in there, you know, they did they had doing the dances and stuff. But imagine that was black folks, the black woman, big old hat, bop, slop, rock, all that, yo, that's sexual, demonic shit, man. Like, like, it's no class, it's waste, it's garbage, man. Yeah, all that bullshit, man. All I was doing was sitting here and just taking away Issachar and putting in my mind and putting Judah, Southern Kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and putting them in there. Well, Judah, I say Judah, you know, because Levi got a little something to him, you know, but still, everybody act like Judah, man, you know. But I was just imagining Judah there instead of Issachar, and it would have been a whole different atmosphere, man. It'd have been wild and crazy, niggas sitting, drink loud. Like, a tribe get live, but Judah's just on a level of like ignorance to where you gotta fight. You know what I'm saying? It's like to where somebody gonna get hurt. The police gonna show up. You know what I'm saying?
And they always want something for free. When they see it's another Judite in his business, always giving him a problem and shit, giving him an attitude. And that goes back to the curses that's upon our people, man. You know, in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. That's how you know that we fit those people, man. And Judah's like the only nation that's making this new trend to diss their dead enemies.
Right,
man.
right.
You know, like we got that one guy, his name was like Fulio, and he had a picture of like 3 dudes who he was involved to shoot some shit like that, you know. And he was just laying on their dead pictures, man. Yeah. Like Judah's the only people doing that, man. That's pure hatred.
Hey, because it's time. It's time. Judgment is around the corner.
Yeah.
Because you can't get no more worse than that. All this new young kids dissing they ops and dissing they dead ops and they calling it. And listen, it's time. It's time for a cleanse, man. A fire. The Lord gonna bring the sword on you niggas, man. That's the truth. Because how you gonna get out of this? I was watching the one interview with that dude Dirk, and they was asking him about, could y'all actually stop this in Chicago where everybody dissing their dead homies? He said, never. He said, because that's what they was thriving off of before the music. He said the music intensified just by just putting on wax dissing. He said before that, it's no rules. So he said when the music shit came involved with Chicago, he said it was just that they was going to carry this thing with no rules. Because when you diss somebody family member or, you know, like that, that's no rules. You go to the funeral and shoot up the funeral. You know, what else could you do with that, man? What else could you do with them type of guys? Them type of degenerates, man.
You see them take the caskets?
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
He went in
yeah.
and they took the casket out there like, yo.
Yeah.
You know, I got a
Disrespect.
scripture. This is Ecclesiasticus 8:7.
Crazy.
Rejoice not over thy greatest enemy being dead, but remember that we die all.
See?
That's talking about Israel.
Yep.
That's talking about Israel for those who, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you say hey Esau, but that's talking about Israel, man.
Yeah, see, so by context, when you read Ecclesiasticus 25:7, it says, there be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue, a man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. So, you know, when it comes to these Edomites, we're gonna rejoice at that, man. The new Passover is gonna be involved in we rejoice in Haman still, you know, when he tried to get us hanged on the gallows, man, Mordecai, you know, and Esther. We still celebrate over how the Lord had him in a trick bag, and the new Passover is going to involve being delivered from these damn Edomites, man. But when it comes to our people within our nation, that's a damn shame, man. When we're supposed to be a light, eventually we're going to be a light even unto these heathens. You know, that's Isaiah the 2nd chapter, and that's how you know that those Israelis ain't the true people, man. Because they're warring over, they're destroying each other right now as we speak, man.
Yeah.
But all nations are supposed to flow onto Israel. We're supposed to teach them our ways. So for us to be doing that amongst each other, it's a shame.
Yeah.
My example is King David, man. When I forgot who it was, but you know they ran into King David, like I got Saul, you know what I'm saying? I believe his son too, if I'm not mistaken. And you know, King David was like, what you so happy about, man?
Yeah.
You know, because even though, you know, he came after Saul, even though Saul came after David for no reason, he understood that the Lord set him up. And he was Israelite, yeah. He was Israelite.
And the Lord chose him as a king. At one point.
Yeah, and show them that our people are more wicked than the wicked. There's no honor even amongst them. And when even Esau, being the devil that he is, he has things like the Geneva Convention that you're not supposed to torture certain enemy soldiers.
Oh yeah.
So how much more our people should at least have that type of compassion. You also saw that in Troy, in the movie Troy, that you know the king went over to Achilles and was asking for his son to have an honorable burial. So fast forward to today, our people, Israel versus Israel, you know, the Lord looks at that with great hatred. And that's why he's going to slay a lot of our people.
And then our people are talking about Black Lives Matter, but they can't even get right with themselves.
Yeah, but they're killing each other.
Right.
Yeah, that's how you know that's bullshit.
Quick precept on that, 2 Peter 2:12. But these as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of the things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish. These people, since they don't understand or they don't even want to consider or inquire, you know, they hate us and they speak evil of good things. We're just telling them to come back to the Lord because this is the only protection. Well, when there's troops out here, when the enemy comes in like a flood, all right, speak evil of the things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption.
When we go into that word roots, it means basically a savage. You know? And that's what Esau calls you, Jakes. Starting off with the so-called Indians, which Indian means just savage, man. You know, there's even a documentary. It's called what? Exterminate the Brutes, man. Going into how Esau, you know, he exterminated you. Well, it gets into a lot of history too. How Esau exterminated you, you Judites and you Seminoles. And he was showing you how, you know, they fought together against Esau, but Esau still took them out, man. You know, he's bringing out how basically the so-called Caucasoids, because that, what is it, like Caucasoids, humanoids, and Mongoloids, something like that?
Caucasoids, Mongoloids, and yeah, something like that. I forgot the third one.
They brought it up. They basically they were showing you how they believe that Caucasoids is over all other races.
That came from that German something Blumenbach.
Yeah.
He came up with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I got that Greek word for brute. The Greek word for brute, alagos, means destitute of reason, contrary to reason, absurd, irrational, brute, unreasonable. So because our people are unreasonable, how the scriptures say that why should you be stricken anymore, the Lord has no choice but to finally put you to death. You're brute beast, right? Which a beast is lawless, right? You became like the beast of the earth, which is Esau, right? You're a degenerate, you're perverse, you know, you're into all this bullshit, you're into being a sodomite, a pedophile. So the Lord has no choice but to wipe you out. You're a degenerate plant. He has to do away with that part of the vineyard. Like sometimes when you have a certain part, a certain crop or fungus spreading, you got to cut that shit out. Like the reason why they even amputate, you know, you got to pluck that shit part of that part of the body out. So you perverse Israelites, you're not part of the body Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. You got to be plucked out.
To go hand in hand with that scripture, this is Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy father. I will also forget thy children.
Yeah, read it again.
If I may add real quick, man, Lord have mercy on us, man. We ain't reject knowledge, man. We embrace it heavily.
It's Hosea 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge.
And that's happening now. The Lord's people are being destroyed for the lack of their knowledge. The lack of the knowledge of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And they think that this is a life that they should live in doing the wicked things that they do. You know? Because they're really seeing what Esau have done and they're following off, you know, Jacob, Israel, they followers, man. You know? So they're following after the ways of the heathen. Go ahead.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge.
And it says, because thou hast rejected knowledge. So that's an important factor of the scripture there. Because you reject the knowledge. So what did the Lord do with somebody that rejects the correction? If the Most High corrects you and you reject it, so say if you got a child, you got a son or daughter, and you correcting them on the wrong that they do, but they don't listen, then they fall into their own ruin. You go, you know what? I'm tired of talking. That's it. If this happened, I told you. And then it happens, and they fall into their own ruin. The Lord told you.
Yeah, it's actually in the scriptures real quick. Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse 19. Then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him and bring him out unto the elders of the city and unto the gate of his place. And they shall say unto the elders of his city, this our son is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard. And all the men of his city shall stone him with stones that he die.
Hey, that's what you call, you know, what apostles will call what the McNasty of the scriptures.
Yeah.
Why would it be called the McNasty? Because the other camps wouldn't bring that up. They wouldn't talk about that. You know, that's a custom of being a Hebrew Israelite. That if your son or your daughter was unruly and it was unbearable to deal with, it was causing all this trouble and giving their family a bad name, they would stone them, man, and put the child to death. Today, they wouldn't dare do such a thing, man. Jake face would be turned. They'd be out here in the street, you know, talking about Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Hey, they'll mess you up in jail too, man.
Say his name, yeah, say your name.
There's more than one way to be destroyed also, you know. Destroyed could be to be slain, completely, you know, or be put to death, yeah. But there's also how the apostles went into that word, it means to destruction. So the way that you break apart a people, the people are people not having this knowledge of who the Heavenly Father is, that they are the Israelites, what their laws are. They literally carry on destructive practices, whether it be their boredom, their adultery, their diets, you know, this drug use, which again, it's natural to be fucking depressed in the position that we're on. We're under punishment. It wouldn't be a punishment if it didn't suck. but there is us that are under our depression and dealing with sighing and crying in this hellhole because we have the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the scriptures. Our people that don't have this knowledge because they either rejected it or the Lord deemed them unfit to receive it, they are destroyed and carry on these destructive practices, and literally lacking this knowledge is what has them destroyed, has them carrying on the life of an adulteress, of a drug addict, eventually to die on the streets eating out of the garbage because they did not have that knowledge to clean once.
Yeah, the brother made mention of diet, man. Diet. Jake died from diet, from the bad foods. Instead of going to the herbalist, the herb store, and getting something that builds your builds your immune system, like vitamin C or other things, all right? Instead of doing that, to kill a common cold, they will go see their nearest doctor. And the doctor itself, these Edomites will tell you, well, you have the such and such. And you go home. All because you got this fever, you got a strong lung issue going on, you think you got that. Before 3, 4, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, it was just a flu.
It was just a flu. Exactly.
It's crazy. So you go, hey, and then what? You start taking this medicine, you start taking things that they prescribe behind the counter, and all of a sudden, it's supposed to be fixing. It's supposed to be fixing one thing, but then now all of a sudden you have a problem with another thing. And next thing you know, you got to take medicine. Hey, listen, man. Hey, Esau knows exactly what he's doing when it comes to you 2/3, because it's his job to do what he's doing, and that's to keep you from your power, man. But
let's go on then.
Oh, stop real quick too, because everything y'all was saying, they showed that in that show, The Boondocks, man. And they was eating all that shrimp and lobster and pork, and then they said that the grandmother, roughly paraphrasing how it went, the grandmother died. And then guess what happened? They all came back at the table and ate the same shit the grandmother died from. And then Esau will tell you it's hereditary, man.
Oh yeah.
But like bro say, we're not doctors, man.
Right.
But it also makes sense that it's not really, it could be hereditary or whatever. I'm not a doctor, but I'm sure you can help yourself by stop eating what your grandmother was eating, man. Yeah. And that's what she passed away from, high blood pressure and all this other crap. If you stop and you cut that tradition off of disgusting foods, man, then it won't get passed down onto you, man.
Right. Speaking of hereditary, a lot of our people, why we have problems with eyesight or diabetic or have certain heart issues, is because of the slop that they used to feed our ancestors. And to this day, we still are fucked up from the illness. They literally would have you eat slop. You saw that in some of these so-called slavery movies, how they'll knock out your teeth if you refuse to eat, and they just poured it down your throat.
Right. And again, we're not doctors, and we're not giving medical advice. If there's something wrong with you, go see your nearest doctor. Shit. Finish that.
My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will reject thee.
So you rejected knowledge, you slap the Lord's hand down, the Lord's gonna reject you. Ain't that only right? That's only right. Go ahead.
That thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy father, Yahweh.
Yeah, you're not gonna do priestly things, man. And you're not even gonna repent on a level that we can repent on today. Because before we used to be able to sacrifice, but now today we don't hey, it's not a sacrifice anymore. Yahweh Shai is that ultimate sacrifice. So really it's our mind. The scriptures say to be renewed in the mind and being washed by the word. So you have to really fight yourself, to not do the things that are wicked, man. And not do it and put it away. Go ahead, man.
So I will also forget thy children.
Hey, so the Lord said He's gonna forget your children for rejecting His word. Because really, the father, the mother is supposed to push this knowledge to the children, so the children can keep having it, say, give it to their children. That's why Esau, what he does is that he gets into the mind of the children. This is why he took the man out the household, and he took the man out the household so he can plead that. Because the mother, she's gonna go into what? The government, the mind control. She's gonna get all the resources, she's gonna believe in the doctrines, she's gonna believe in the information that's given from her daddy, her husband. The mind control, the government. child, he's automatically have to go to the public schools. He has to be taught the public schools education. Okay, he has to go with the philosophies and the traditions of men. And everything that he's taught, he's not to question. So therefore, he goes after your children. The Lord wants you to teach your children. Scripture say, train up a child in the way he should grow. You know.
As they were increased, so they sinned against me. Therefore will I change their glory into shame.
Yeah, your glory is turned to shame, and that's what's happening now, man. Glory is shame. Dancing is a shame. Music is a shame. It's fucking filthy, man. And then the northern kingdom, they follow after the southern kingdom. I remember we was camping down at the other spot in front of the shop, right, in that area. And remember we was talking on the side, and Ephraim came by. He was like, "Yeah, man." He said out there in Puerto Rico, he said they listen. He said that it's the same music. He said we just speaking it in Puerto Rican. He said it used to be like that. He said now they adopted, you know, the Southern Kingdom type style. So in Puerto Rican music, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Every hit on the radio.
Even because where I'm at is nothing but Dominican barbershop, so I gotta go to Sunday night barbershop, whatever. Used to say it, you know what I mean? But yeah, and like as soon as you hear the music, I'm like, hold up, this just sound like Future. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everything, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm kind of grooving in the chair, kind of grooving a little bit, like,
Yeah, I could co-sign with that. I'm in the Heights, in the Washington Heights area. You know, they be riding down with the music, and it's like it's no different. You know, and you walk and you look at the people. This one dude, I swear, he was standing. He had a suit on. I was like, what's this Judite cat doing up here in the Heights like this? And next thing you know, he started talking on the phone. He was northern. I was like, oh, you know, he just kind of looked alike, except they just speak Spanish, man.
Hey, you remember the Ephraimite dude too? He was worried about his daughters when Ephraim started adopting Judah music, because he knows Judah calls women all different types of B words and whores. She gonna do this and that. He was like, damn, I don't want my daughters become that. He was sad about that, man.
I got something real quick. Just going now.
Now you talk.
This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33.
Oh, that's
Thus saith the Lord. Oh, you had that?
No, you got it.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go.
And that's what's going on now. Esau is refusing to let us go. You know, this is why he wants to ultimately put that stamp, you know, that perpetual slavery stamp inside you. And now he could be the Most High. Because with this, all that he's going to do is going to give him power to be as the Most High. All right? So that he can govern over you and monitor you as if he's the Most High. All right? His angels are the satellites, the cameras. You will have technology in you. So all he has to do is punch in a code, and he can see where you at. He can also determine, with that mark, he can determine what foods you eat, what's your vital signs, you know, by all a push of a button on a computer, man. Yeah. That's God.
Hey, I could read the account about it, because that's why it's more than just like selling. It's more than selling out for like hamburgers and French fries, man. All right. There's a spiritual aspect behind taking that MOB of idol worship. All right. So here it is, Exodus 21:5. And if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, my children, I will not go out free. Then his master shall bring him to the judges. He shall also bring him to the door, or unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever. And that's the idea behind the MOB. You know, once you take that MOB, you know, and it's in your body, it's more than just buying and selling. It's more than just storing your information and doing cool things with your car door opening and turning on. All right, it's about making Esau your god. You know,
he can number the people.
He can number the people.
He can actually go on the computer. They show you that in Winter Soldier with Captain America.
Okay, yeah.
One of them when he was going against Lucky. The first one when he was being like Lucky was a bad guy. I think it's Winter Soldier, Captain America. But anyway, they could go into the computer, and in the computer within the city of North, they can see on the computer like a GPS tracker the dots of how many people it is. And they can start numbering. They can have a computer algorithm just number every person that's registered. Yeah. And that goes against what King David did, and the Lord got mad at King David. Yeah. So who the hell is these peon Edomites, which is the lowest among the heathens, get that type of power? The Lord already shamed us and put us in hard bondage slavery. And even still to this day, being a degenerate, you know? How can this devil get this sort of power now, as if he got a second kingdom coming in? Nah, man. His kingdom is leaving out, and Jacob's kingdom is leaving in. But his kingdom has to get trumped up, because the Lord is putting pride in him, man. You know, so that when the Most High crack those clouds, when Yahweh Shai crack those clouds, hey, it's going to be a marvelous thing to see, man. It's going to be something that ain't never been seen on the earth. Them fighting against Esau, NATO, which is the beast, you know.
And that verse you brought out shows what made that slave submit to that way is his family being used against him. You know, for the sake of his wife, his children, was that he decided to even stay in slavery rather than be free. So the same thing that nowadays, fast forward, Esau studying these things and wise to do evil, he's going to use the family against you, your woman, your children, you know, the fact that for them to go back to school or for you to go back to work, or, you know, your woman being the weaker vessel, you know, the same way that that the serpent beguiled Eve before, is the same way that this serpent is going to beguile your woman. And when they tell you can't have your benefits and all your goodies and you've been working somewhere 20, 30 years, and that's what it depends for you to be able to get those, your woman's going to be on your ass. Esau's counting on your woman to be on your ass for you to take this RFID microchip post.
Exactly. And I was going to say, that goes back to First Maccabees, where it says that it's going to the heathen, but since we have left, we have caused so much hell.
Yeah.
Esau's going to make it seem like with Cuba and Venezuela, you know what I'm saying, since they left on their own accord, they're not getting any help. You know what I'm saying? So they're back in the corner. So now it seems like they're making that personal choice to come back. So,
Job 20 and 22. And the fullness of his sufficiency shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
Yeah, when it says the hand of the wicked, that's not talking about Esau, okay? The wicked is referred to when you look it up. It's talking about the slave, the captive, the one that's been captive. You know, can you read it again now?
In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits.
But you're going to be in Esau's going to be in a great difficulty, right?
Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
Which is us, okay? The slaves, okay?
When he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
Yeah, while he's eating, meaning when he's going to chip away. When his new world order is almost going to be fully established. The Lord is going to come down upon him while he's eating, man. You know? Real quick, jump up some. To 5.
5.
Yeah.
All right, Job 20 and 5. That the triumphing, I start off with verse 24. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short?
And that's Esau. The triumphing of the wicked is short. All right? The wickedness the wickedness is not going to persevere for so long, man. Okay? The triumphing of the wicked is short. Even though we've been in captivity under this devil, look at the Lord's timeline, it's only going to be, a short season. You know? So it's not really a full, because Esau's kingdom been cut in half. Romans, so we're in the second leg of Rome. Mm-hmm. So it's really made it a short season. It seemed long to us because we're in the flesh, but really it's a short season.
That the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his hair reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung.
Yeah, and that excellency, when you go into that, the excellency represents his pride, his elevation of pride. So as his excellency, his pride mount up to the heavens,
and and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night.
Yeah, and that's talking about Esau, man. Because eventually his kingdom gonna come to crumbles, man. Okay? This place in what you call America in the scriptures is Babylon the Great. So the Lord is saying when his excellency, when his pride reaches its highest elevation, that's when the Lord's gonna bring him down. So to see things get worse, that's prophecy. To know that Jacob's trouble is gonna happen, that's prophecy. So everything that's happening, hey, from this day forward, from the days before and forward, everything that's happening right now is leading up to Esau's excellency, all right, his elevation of his pride to really bring him down to nothing, you know?
And like how it said, what the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. You know, hypocrite means actor. So the joy of the actor, which is Esau, is only but for a moment, man. Because they have that quote, one of the least said, what, the whole world's a stage. And it is. You know what I'm saying? Everything is smoke and mirrors with Esau, man. You know, but the people can't see the real behind the veil, man. You know, all they see is the smoke screen, which y'all always quote with the fish and the bait. How you say that shit up again?
I was ready to see the hook, not the bait.
Yeah, the prey only see what the hook, not the bait. They don't see the smoke screen that's before them, man. You gotta look beyond that, man. That's what the scriptures allow us to see. They allow us to see the total picture. Everything in its totality of what he has coming down the pipeline. And as far as getting up into his excellency, now, you know, everything is slowly but surely moving over to the digital world on every level, right? And with the cryptocurrency, you got motherfucking Elon Musk talking about he want to, you know, SpaceX in like 2022, putting the cryptocurrency on the moon and all of this old other shit. So this shows you the product of their excellency, man. It shows you where they at. You know what I'm saying?
He's actually saying they want to basically create a circuit where it's an on-flowing current of where you can get from Earth to Mars. Is it Mars? Yeah, Mars. He want to I forgot his words that they use. It's an on circuit where they can ship things constantly, consistently, and you can fly up here. They want to start putting people there too. But he said, I don't know if this was on the Joe Rogan, but maybe it was on another show. But he said the biggest scare. Oh, I think it wasn't Joe Rogan. He said the biggest scare is that when you on Mars, if the supplies stop coming, then those on Mars only got a couple of days to live and shit like that. So, you know, I think he asked him, what is your biggest fear about it or whatever. But he's so dead cynic, convinced that it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That just ultimately shows you, you know, where Esau is at. Look at the heights that he imagines that's actually gonna happen. When the Lord ain't letting you get that goddamn far. You know what I'm saying? So it's all in that moment. That joy, that's what I said, what that joy is only but for a moment. Because the Lord will shut that shit down in a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? Like you motherfucker, like, I mean, you mess around and see it clip your bank account, 44,000, and then a bank fuck around and snatch that shit like, sorry, sir, that was an accident. I mean, your joy was only but for a moment. It was taken away from you in a short period of time. So everything in which he's doing is just the setup, like how the brother was getting into. The Lord is allowing them to set themselves up, keep rising that pride, thinking you're going to have my elect bowing down to you, thinking you're going to have everything within your clutches, but it's going to be cut short.
And it's a quote about Elon Musk that he said, about how he's going into, it says, Elon Musk says, a bunch of people will probably die when humans fly to Mars. Volunteers only, he continued. You might die, and you probably won't have good food and all these things. It's an arduous and dangerous journey where you may not come back alive, but it's a glorious adventure.
And look, right? How the hell they plan on going to Mars and these different planets and shit like that? They can't even allow rockets to get to where they want to go in perfect timing. Or whatever. With the shit with China, you know what I'm saying? You have pieces of rocket falling every goddamn where. If you can't even get a rocket straight, how the hell you going to get interplanetary travel straight, man?
Or RT, was it RT or whatever the fluff news? The RT we have a good news. But there was one news I was watching, and the talking about how they happy that they got their first machine on Mars, as if they there. I'm looking at this shit. I say, y'all not there. They faking this whole shit, and they acting like it's so true. Like, oh, look at this, we got our first machine on Mars, and it's walking its first steps. I was like, get the fuck out.
Hey, listen to the audio and like Pootie Tang, like, like you don't even hear nothing.
And then, right, if the so-called first man on the moon was what 1969, 1970, whichever one of those dates, if that was back then, why have it in the way technology is now?
Right.
It's shit going back then. It should have been all over the place by now. Why don't we see that? If that was actually true, if that's something that you can do right now, that don't make no damn sense.
That movie with Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Pluto Mars.
Oh yeah.
There would have been some shit like that up there.
Yeah. Or why are we still using cars with gasoline? Why don't we have shit hovering by now? You know what I'm saying? If you can't do it on this low level, how you going to be able to do it somewhere else?
Oh, I was saying this too. Where's the moon rock at? Where's the moon rock bracelets and chains at? You know what I mean? Get some moon rock. It's got to be worth a pretty penny.
He's all about profit. Yeah, that's $1 million. I got something real quick. This is Psalms 115 and 16. Even the heavens are Yahweh's, but the earth have he given to the children of men. So he ain't getting past this. You're wasting your time working on it, like Kalab always says, man. When he say, all liquor but champagne tastes on all liquor budget.
Yeah, caviar dreams on a tuna fish budget, man.
Read that one more time,
Psalms 115 and verse 16. Even the heavens are the Lord's, but the earth have he given to the children of men.
Right, the earth is given what to the children of men. Meaning what? The other nations. This is the only domain in which they're ever going to have a form of rule, man. You're not going to have no form of rule anywhere else. The future is for us, man. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemiah Shah. The Lord is creating many mansions up there for us as we speak, man.
Right.
You know, this is why every so often they say as scientists, yeah, new planets are being formed. Yeah, the Lord is preparing that place for us, man. Us going to have their own planets, man. Something that you can never fathom, that you're never going to reach. And that makes you devils mad, man. That you can't reach the excellency that we're going to have in the kingdom. That's why you want to mimic everything of the Lord, man.
Yeah, you see, that's why it's important to know the truth and to keep our feet trodden in this preparation of truth, man. Because anything that you start believing, which is of a lie, coming from Esau, it's going to taint the whole truth. You know, so there's no lie of the truth. If you start believing that there is in Mars, then that means that there is no Most High. There is no God. And then, you know, somebody might not think like that because they're thinking, well, it could be this and that. That means that you're telling me that Esau is right about there is no existence of the Most High. You know? So everything in this, how you going to believe the Bible then, if there's no existence of the Most High? You know? But real quick, just to back you up, this is 2nd Esdras 2 and 13. It says, go and ye shall receive, pray for a few days unto you, that they may be shortened. The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch. Take heaven and earth to witness, for I have broken the evil in pieces and created the good, for I live, saith the Lord. So the Lord, even in John 12, he said, in my Father's house is many mansions. He said, if it was not so, I would not tell you these things. Roughly paraphrasing, he said, I go and prepare a place for you. So we know that the Lord's the mansions that he's talking about is the different planets, man. See, Esau, he can't even understand Earth yet. Okay, he can't even understand the waters that is on Earth. Now, how could he get to the waters that's out of space? How can he get to those waters? The Lord ain't gonna allow him to get up out of space because we're in like a fish tank. This is where the Lord placed us in. We're in the Lord's domain, the Lord's home. You know how Esau liked y'all saw Godzilla? And remember in the beginning of Godzilla, he took the stick he was pissed off and he threw it at the sky and it bust the dome. Well, that's what the Lord created over us. We don't belong up out of there until we get those bodies and it's a approval. You gotta get approval from the Most High to go up, man. Even you gotta get approval to die. You know? Even the leaves of this world, it has to be approved.
first thing they talking about, they've been out there.
Yeah.
They were shooting up rockets to the point where they would go so high, and then all of a sudden they just stop. They start spinning real slow, like if there was a dome holding that off.
Yeah.
So they talk about they've been out there.
Yeah, you have the affirmative. They can't get out. They can't get out of this earth. The Lord. Hey, look. In order to leave earth, you have to get approval. The scriptures say the Lord belongs to issue of death. So in order for you to die, it has to be approved for you to get out of this earth. Other than that, you're stuck in these bodies, man. You know, you're stuck in these bodies, man.
We got some, this is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach chapter 3, verse 17. I'll start at 17. It says, my son, go on with thy business in meekness, so shalt thou be beloved of him that is approved. The greater thou art, the more humble thyself, and thou shalt find favor before the Lord. Many are in high place and of renown, but mysteries are revealed unto the meek, to the humble. For the power of the Lord is great, and he is honored of the lowly. Seek not out things that are too hard for thee.
See?
Neither search the things that are above thy strength.
Above thy strength. We of the terrain of the earth. You know? And really, it's hard enough just to live on earth than to be learning what's going on out in space, man. And different planets. That ain't got nothing to do with us right now. So the Lord opened that up when we receive those new bodies and the elect receive those crowns. Then that'll be our business. Right now, that ain't our business. Our business is here on the earth, man. And Esau's too proud. This is why he's forcing his way to try to get here. But he don't realize the Lord is giving him a path to where there's going to be a cutoff where he can't get. Somebody, Job 14.
All right, here. It's Job chapter 14, verse 5. It says, seeing his days are determined.
See? Seeing his days are determined. Okay? You don't have free will and have a forever to do what you want to do. His days are determined. Go ahead.
The number of his months are with thee.
Hey, that means there's a time frame for you devils, man. There's a time limit. And you're running out of time. Go ahead.
It says, thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
So the Most High appointed the bounds in which he can't pass. You can go that far. You can get that far. But right here, after this board, you can't go nowhere out of there. You can't go nowhere. That's it.
You always go into it, the Bay Island bug. That's a bound that he cannot pass. Too much radiation. You know, Esau science is only relegated to the earth as far as gravity, but that can't compare to the outside the earth, man.
Yeah.
You can't measure gravity and
You can't measure the chariots.
Yeah, even with the angel code Ezra, like you can't measure the waters in the deep and stuff like
Right.
that. That's above man's strength.
Right. You can't count the sands of the sea.
Yeah, you can't figure that out.
Yeah, hey, the chariots are swinging low, and the scriptures say in Zechariah 12, they the curse that go across the face of the earth for everyone that's still up on this side. So that's why we're seeing a lot of the angels riding the chariots, and then you got these heathens shooting missiles at them, man. Shooting gun bullets at them, man. And they dipping and dodging. So you can't explain that type of technology, that type of science, you know?
Got something right here. This is in 2 verses. This is on Proverbs 25 and 2. It is the glory of the Most High to conceal a thing, but the honor of kings is to search out a matter. The heaven for height, and the earth for depth, and the heart of the kings is unsearchable.
That's the point. Hey, the king is Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. So to search his heart and his mind, it's unsearchable. You know, that's why the scriptures say, nor I nor ear have heard what's in store for the elect, the kingdom of the conference. We don't know. We can only imagine, you know. But it's so much greater of a reward that the men of the Lord are going to receive. It's going to be more than a heart can wish for, man. Man, just alone, just knowing that receiving new bodies is more than a heart can wish for, man. You know, let alone the substance that come with that, the rule you having the rule over these, the order and power over these things, you know, the people. Hey, because I forgot what it was. I forgot. Elder Pastor Sarah said, to really be blessed is to have slaves, man.
Oh yeah,
You know?
yeah. Means
So-
to bend the knee. Yeah.
Yeah, see? And that was Jacob's blessing. You know?
Romans chapter 11, verse 33. All the debt of the riches both of wisdom and knowledge of the Most High. How unsearchable are his judgments, and his ways past finding out.
Yeah. Hey, the scriptures say, go with that, the Lord said he revealeth his secrets unto the servants, the prophets. So only the prophets could know these things, you know? And we don't know but what he only allow us to know. He said he charges angels folly. So not even the angels that go back and forth to the Most High in the fourth dimension, they only know what the Lord allowed them to know. So if he sent the angel to a brother, let's just say he sent the angel to a brother, and the brother asked him something, when I'm gonna die, the angel go like, I don't know. I don't know. That wasn't given to me to tell you that. I came to relay a message. This is the message. This is what I know. You asked for the interpretation of this vision. This is what I know. But you stop, because I don't know. You know,
right? When you go into history, like when Daniel broke down the dream to Nebuchadnezzar, it was never, those secrets was never for that ruler's turn, man. It was always against him, man. Nebuchadnezzar, in that dream, it was told that he would go down eventually, man. So those secrets is not meant, it's to your detriment, This is real quick, Ecclesiastes 3:22. But what is commanded thee, think thereupon with reverence. For it is not needful for thee to see with thy eyes the things that are in secret. Woo!
Hey, because a lot of things that's that's in our presence are really invisible, man. And that's glory to see those things. But then again, the Lord have to be with you to see things, man. That's why we need to be perfect. We need those new bodies, man.
You got like this all with discern, man. One day you don't know what he's doing. You think you know what he's doing, but he's doing.
Remember, was it Issachar? Issachar, they got the drink, they could read the heavens. Yeah, Issachar, they was able to look up and read the heavens and tell you the weather, man. Lord took that power away, man. Now Esau give you the weather channel. He tell you what next week gonna be. He can tell you what's next month gonna be.
Wrong as hell.
Yeah, it's gonna rain tomorrow. Sunshine.
It's supposed to rain today.
Sunshine. And it was tight little warm today. We ain't got on hoodies, But Issachar had the power to read the heavens, man.
First Chronicles 12 and 32. And of the children of Issachar, which were men that had understanding of the times, to know what Israel ought to do, the heads of them were 200, and all their brethren were at their commandment.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. To living off the land and able to read the heavens, you're gonna always have good crops, man. You're gonna be blessed. You can read the heavens. You can know what seasons you're coming in, leaving out, preparing yourself for the season, for the year. Preparing yourself. Your crops are growing well, knowing that it's gonna be a flood. Prepare yourself for tomorrow. It's gonna be a storm. Shit, man. But look.
So like that, then they went off and they started worshiping, the creation more than the creator.
Right.
That's what got a foot up their ass. You saw that shit in movies like Apocalypto.
Yeah.
That's why the white men got sent to put a foot in their ass. They were worshiping the stars.
Gad too, worshiping the bears and shit.
Yeah, Gad, they were going off, man. That's why, Gad, they was going off. I remember, I ain't gonna say war paint and shit. Yeah. I ain't gonna say it, but Gad, remembering the traditions and their culture, how they was, it's a beautiful thing to remember because it's history. But remember, they were Israelites before they became so-called Native American Indians, man. All the trying to imitate everything that they were doing here in America when they was so-called Native American Indians. You got to be careful because they were praying into idols. They were getting high. Certain things I saw where in the TV they get high, they get delusional, drawing up demons and spirits and all that stuff. You got to be careful if you're going to deal with that stuff. We're Israelites. We're the truth, man. So you got to know, even, you might be Gad, or you might be new coming in, Gad, you want to represent Gad, that's your tribe, but just know how far you can go. Certain things you don't tap into, man, because that's on the left side. And that's why, hey, it was over here to basically whoop Gad and Reuben ass, man, which is all prophecy. Because, we getting delivered out of this place today. I mean, in this day, well,
Yeah, we're supposed to go back to our roots, but you got to be careful what roots you go back to. You better go all the way back to looking to the old path and follow our righteous forefathers rather than our wicked forefathers. 'Cause doing what our wicked forefathers did is what's gonna get you fucked up.
Right.
And we got too, they was like putting hooks in their skin and dancing around a pole and ripping their skin off so that they could pass out and call themselves getting a vision and shit, man. You know? But check, this is from Google. It says the genetic challenge understanding of Joseph Smith and of traditional Mormonism, right, going into the Mormons, is that the Book of Mormon reveals that the American Indians are descendants of Lamanites who descended from Lehi and are therefore a remnant of the house of Israel. So pretty much the Mormon religion says that Native Americans are Israelites, so why vocab don't got a problem with them? Why he ain't rebuking all Mormons?
Where you get that from?
You know? This right off of Google, the so-called Mormons, they know, you know, even that the Native Americans are Israelites, man, and that they come from the land of Israel. But you got some bonehead Native Americans themselves who they don't even know that, and they think that they just sprung up here or they came through the Bering Strait. But that's goofy, man. Yeah, what I say. I came from the land of Israel, man. So vocab, you need to start getting on the Mormons as well, man.
One more verse. It says, back in Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach 3:23, be not curious in unnecessary matters, for more things are shewed unto thee than men understand. Yeah. Don't be curious in unnecessary matters. You start going off. Putting your mind into things that really, it's really none of your business, you know? Don't be a busybody, you know? Worry about what you got to do, you know what I'm saying? Go read that again. It says, Sirach 3:23, be not curious in unnecessary matters. Yeah, because it leads, you know, what they say, curiosity kills the cat. Yeah, you had no business, you know, getting into that, you know? Go ahead. Or sometimes in a way where you might be trying to tap in your boy. You know, you tap in certain science and shit, and you're going away off, man. You know,
Doing too much.
yeah, doing too much. Go ahead, man. It says, for more things are shewed unto thee that men understand. Yeah, it's knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, man. If you really open your mind up to truly understand the scriptures and how the things work, that's beautiful, man. You know, you really don't ask really no more questions. Remember coming into the truth. You know, you would ask all these questions, but then when you just listen to brothers, the men of the Lord speak, your questions end up being answered, man. More is being revealed to you by you just sitting there listening and understanding, man. Like, wow. And you go over another topic. Dang, I was thinking that. Damn, I meant to ask you that. You already said it, though. Yeah. You know? Yeah. More things are being revealed to you.
That goes hand in hand with the Lord knowing already what you need before you ask.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's it.
So Romans 11:34, for who have known the mind of the Lord, or who has been his counsel? You know, and even like how you always bring up how they how even at sea you can see the split between the salt water and the fresh water.
Yeah.
You know, you can't even really explain that. That's just Yahweh Bashma Shai.
Hey, the other day, yesterday, I saw it where the ocean, damn, I forgot the name of the two oceans, but there was a split. It was clean water, fresh water, and it was dirty water, and it was a big ass line, and the boat was traveling down the line of the water. I was like, look at that. It was two bodies, naming the different bodies of water. At the borderline of it, you could see the line in the middle. One was clean water, and the other one was filthy dirty. And then the boat that was there, and they had, I guess, like a drone, and they was just going down the line of it. I was like, look at that shit, you know? And that was two bodies of salt water. That wasn't even the fresh and the salt. That was two bodies of salt water, you know? So just showing you how the Lord made this water to look a certain way and this water look a certain way. And then there's the cutoff.
And even if we've been on the plane, and I said it before, like we coming from Florida, to see the water when you go on the air, you see the water clear, man. And once you get up here in the northeast, man, you start seeing the water. It starts turning murky and dark and green. You know, but you see the transformation of it, man. But like I said, this is probably this place here is probably the most dirtiest water in the world.
Oh yeah.
You know, when you think about bodies of water, when you go to all the other places, even when you come in here, man, it's sunny coast, it's clear water. You go to like Miami, or the Florida Keys, all my brothers are you know.
Yeah, Jersey water is dirty, man. You go to the beach, you go look at anyone. get in that water. That shit is shit. You might come out with a rash.
Yeah, right?
You know what? We have a lot of these manufacturing factories and stuff like that, man. They actually be dumping waste, man. You know, we got, and this is where we have a major, a lot of the oil refineries here, man. You know, the oil refineries are close to where the oil gets refined, and usually Jersey is amongst the cheapest in the nation for the most part. You know. I got something real quick. This is going back to you know, us being blessed. It says, and they shall. This is Isaiah 65 and 21. And they shall build houses and inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards and eat the fruit of them. They shall not build and another inhabit. They shall not plant and another eat. For as the days of a tree are the days of my people, and my elect shall long enjoy the work of their hands. Right? One more verse. And they shall not labor in vain, nor bring forth for trouble, for they are the seed of the blessed of Yahweh, and their offspring with them.
Yeah. Hey, trees live for a long time, man. There's certain trees that's been around for like 1,000 some years, man. And we saw them cut it down. You know? So how much more us, man, living as long as trees, man. That's amazing. You know, and everything that we put our hand to, we reap from it, man. We benefit from it. Right now, you're working a 9 to 5. Esau don't want you to be, what they say, entrepreneur.
Right.
You know, self-owned, you know, and you make things, create income for yourself. They don't want that. They want you to work the 9 to 5. Joe Biden the other day, he was having his speech. I can just click on it, just hearing him speak. He was basically telling middle class, I know you lost your businesses and things like that. It's okay. Just go work. It's okay. We all fall down. He said, my father, he the same way, and I understand how you felt. And I was like, you really telling these people,
To just go
these
work.
middle class people that lost their businesses to go work a 9 to 5? Why would you think that they're going to get up and go work a 9 to 5? They're going to try to start all over and get what they had before, and even more. You telling them to go work a 9 to 5.
Trickle back.
Just get out there and work.
in his life. Making fucking $300,000 a year. You tell me you're making $8 an hour?
Yeah.
And you got people that got away from that hustle bustle of a 9 to 5, man. You know, to go into business for themselves, man, and it has been successful, man. So you know, why would they want to go back?
Yeah, all that drama at work and shit, man. You gotta be amongst these fucking people again, man. You know, and that reminds me of Amos 5:15, how it says, hate the evil, love the good. So all these 2/3, you know, that we work with, that we may walk by, we supposed to hate their ass, man. You know, it's not a bad thing, it's a balance, man. Even the Lord hates them. King David himself said, do not I hate them that hate me. So we supposed to have a hatred for these 2/3 ass niggas, man.
Going back to what, you know, how our blessing is way better than Esau, because here it is, you're gonna have riches and you're gonna have time to enjoy it. You know, Esau has riches, you know, but every day he's trying to figure out how can I make time to enjoy it. You know, so it's really not, it's like the scriptures say, basically his mom or his brother could grab that at James 5. You know, because he can't enjoy these riches, man. Start the top.
So James chapter 5 verse 1 says, go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you. And ye shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days.
Right, so it's never going to be to where you could finally sit down, enjoy your riches, all right? Because the spirit of the Lord, the spirit that the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua put upon you, is to never be satisfied, man. He is as deaf, he can never be satisfied. You know, you're always looking for more, you know what I'm saying? And again, like I said, you always, you know, looking into the adrenochrome, taking kids' bloods, all right, just to, you know, receive time to enjoy those riches.
Yeah, they drink that adrenochrome so that they could drink that blood to keep them young. You know, keep them young. Esau is a mad scientist. How would you know that? The Lord told us not to touch them, you know, not to eat up the blood, man. That shows you. How the hell you find out that if you scare the hell out of somebody, a child, and this chemical release in their blood, and you drink it, it makes you young? It's crazy.
The Lord said, man, that there's life in the blood.
Oh, right,
Yeah,
right,
so,
right,
you know what I'm saying? So they
Damn,
the heart of them is deep, man. They touch all them things, man.
Damn.
You know?
And knowing that they the cursed people and everything like that. Look at them. A lot of them they be looking on some fucking Benjamin Button shit when they're in their like 30s and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they be looking at their skin is fucking horrible.
Right.
That shit reminds me of that cartoon movie, Martians Inc., man. When you scare them and then they're scared, gets to a damn punk, man. I showed you that. Esau be hiding shit, man. You know, so now when he's scaring them, he's getting them to an elevated level, and then he just drinks their blood, so he's subliminally hiding stuff, man. You know, Esau's the wicked, man. He's the border of wickedness. So Kawhi, man, called in Malachi 1 and 4, man. Especially with them damn elites, man.
Hey, everything here that he does, man, everything that he does on this earth, man, this is for his own survival, man. Because he's been a declining man since the Lord cursed him, man. He's been a declining man. You know what I'm saying? Even though he holds the power through the sword, he's been a fallen man at this end of the day. And everything that he does, creating wars with the vaccine or the vax and chemicals and everything else that he puts in the food and tries to downgrade the people, the health of the people, man, it's all really for his benefit, man. You know?
Yeah, that's why you gotta keep pumping medical. You know, it's big business. That's it. They make so much. It's 24 hours out the day, 7 days a week, man. They never close, man. They making money, man. Real quick, this is Brother the Heart. This is Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans.
Hey, you being dislodged, man, from your rulership, man. You know? Here it is, man. You trying to create this whole thing to where you got things going your way on this side, man. But then across seas, man, hey, you got this war that's being drummed up, man. That you're gonna be getting dragged into, man. Okay, because you're the #1 sponsor of Israel, man. You know, and they're really surrounded by the other nations, man, that are really gonna come up against them, man. You know, you're gonna be dragged into this thing, man. That's gonna be another aspect of the fact that the Lord just moving the chess pieces around, man. You think you're winning on one side, man, but then now you gotta pay attention to this now, man, because now you gotta have to get involved, man.
Right. And that's gonna be his downfall over there in Crimea. You know, Russia already said the least lethal response for your ass coming over there is nuclear war, man. You know, and then you got what's going over there in the South China Sea.
Right.
All right. So, hey, Esau's gonna be Esau and be the nosy neighbor and get fucked up.
Yeah. Hey, and you can tell by the declining of the military, man. No matter how much we can look at the statistics, though, man, they still can't even take over Syria, man.
Yeah.
All these years of war in Syria, man, and Russia being a backing into them, and Russia not really being physically involved per se as far as having their troops on the ground, they can't even take that over, man. They can't topple that government, man. All these years.
It's sad because when you check out the commercials with America recruitment of the U.S. Army, it's sad. It's sad. They got a female that was raised by two mothers, and it's a commercial. You know what I'm saying? To try to hook you into coming into the military. It's sad. It's all dealing with transformers and modes, man. And like everybody's not a transformer in the mode. How could this hook somebody that's supposed to be straight? You know, it's just sad. It's weak. You know?
It's those undesirables, man. The undesirables of society, man, that say, look, we know that you're getting backlash from the public, but we'll take you in. You know, we'll give you some, 3 houses in the cot. We'll give you some money. You know, and hey, a better way of life and to help your family out.
As long as this works.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, like they need troops, man. These troops are worn down, man. Thin, man. It goes back to the Roman Empire, man. How they were spreading themselves thin, man. Yeah, man. Everybody's holding their position, man. You got Russia holding their position in Crimea. You got China holding their position in the South China Sea. So where you going, Esau? Where you going, man? Where you going? And then now you got the turmoil where you're gonna get dragged in to down there into the Valley of Jehoshaphat, man.
It's his prophecy that he's gonna get caught up in the snares that he's laid. So that's all part of it. The same way how you brought out that the ancient Roman Empire, that's how they they ended up losing power, spreading themselves thin. Esau nowadays, being the modern day Roman Empire, the modern day Romans, he's all over the world and he can't handle it.
It says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. But thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
You coming and getting knocked off that pedestal, man. You clearly getting knocked off that pedestal, man. You know what I'm saying? That pristine garment that whore was wearing, man, is being stained, man. You know, and the nations are looking at you and with disdain, man. You know, there's no respect for you no more, man. The weaker nations are saying that they're strong now, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And that virgin daughter is because she hasn't been touched. There hasn't been a major world war on this soil. And it's adopted all the customs of ancient Babylon and all that, so it has a big taboo. And that's why we're going hand in hand with the prophecy in Joel, let the weak say I'm strong. Now they're gonna gangbang this bitch with fucking thermonuclear missiles.
Yeah,
It looks
and
like a shaft.
yeah, and also it mentions the Chaldeans, which are the wisest of the Edomites, fulfilling the scripture in Obadiah verse 8. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom and understanding out of the mount of Esau? You know?
Verse 2, take the millstones and grind mill. Uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers.
Yeah, you're being exposed, man. The Lord's exposing you for what you are, man. He's going to expose you, and then after that, you're going to be destroyed, man. You know? What do you say? The spirit of our mouth and the brightness of our coming, man. So that's what's going down, man. Okay, you've been exposed on every level, man. Every level of wickedness, man, that you've been doing behind closed doors, man, is coming to fruition, man. All praises to Yahweh Bashem.
Yeah, he's definitely being exposed on all levels. It's a shame. Now you call him sloppy E. Because everything he does is being exposed.
Yeah.
And he don't give a shit because he figured it works.
Yeah.
So at this point it matters, it's an end. It's the end of your work, man.
He exposes himself.
Yeah.
And that goes like with the movies that you see always at the end, the bad guy starts saying out his whole plan and shit, and then something happens that he gets fucked up. Or somebody comes in, says exactly what's happening with Esau now. He's letting all the secrets out.
Yeah, he's monologuing. That's what they call it. Whenever a villain is about to destroy the good guy, he starts monologuing and getting that's talking all this other stuff.
Instead of just going through it.
Instead of just killing him, it would have been over.
It says, verse 3, thou nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thou shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
Hey, you see that curse that's going forth to the earth, man. You're starting to see it now. You cannot deny it. That's why it's going mainstream. And you gotta have some type of explanation behind it, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just the fact is that the media's putting it out there and recognizing it just to have the fact of it not be just a total blind eye, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now, but the people really don't understand what that is that they're seeing, man. They don't understand that, man.
Yeah, there was a video somebody showed me, and it was a woman. They was in Chicago. She was like, y'all see that? Y'all see that? And she was like, we in Chicago, and it was broad day like this, and she was like, she was showing, and I said, there's nothing there, and then the person that was showing it to me, they was like, look, you can't see it. And I was like, well, that's the spirit. I said, we can't see it, but they can see it. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, that's an angel. That's a chariot. Because she was doing like this. I said she had to be a chariot. You know what I'm saying? But the camera didn't pick up on the chariot. She was just going like this, trying to catch it. And the dudes behind her was like, yo, what's moving that fast? Yo. Oh, shit.
Wow.
I was like, it's a chariot. She kept moving the camera and shit.
Hey, that's like a woman driver, man. You know what I'm saying?
So the angels are being seen. Yeah, like a woman driving.
Yeah, it's crazy, man, because like I said, man, for years, man, you know, I always thought that these crazy drivers were men, but I never looked inside the car, man. These are damn women, man. They're women driving like aggressive like that. It's not even a man doing that, it's the woman, man. I'm amazed by that, man. You know what I'm saying? I just started doing it. I started really realizing that maybe like 2 years ago, man.
Biggest trucks too.
You know? It's been years since I've been driving 2 years ago.
A giant ass fucking truck,
Yo, they'll smash their shit up. They don't care.
They don't give a shit.
Don't smash my shit up.
Big ass truck doing 100 cutting across 4 lanes of traffic, yo. No blinkers.
This is Isaiah 47 verse 4. As for our Redeemer, Yahweh of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. I was wroth with my people, I have polluted my inheritance, and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid down yoke.
Hey, that's something. This scripture right there, vocab. You can't even explain that, man. You can't explain that, man. You know, he wants to sit here and create this whole narrative of a no people, man. That everybody's all inclusive, man. You know, but these scriptures are speaking, man. You know, we started to say we cherry picking, man. No, this is part of the entire narrative of the scriptures, man. About the Lord's return and redemption, man, for his people, man. You can't get around that, man.
He can't tell you what's prophecy.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, there is no prophecy with him because he said that we already in the new covenant.
Right.
So that shows you that he really believes there is no new prophecy. So we're living in the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
Why would these people still go to church and praise Jesus Christ? This is supposed to be kingdom of heaven. And where is he at? He's supposed to be among you. You know? And it's supposed to be no more wars.
Yeah,
but
right.
look at him. Where they in war at?
Yeah, right.
You know?
Right.
Right.
Sitting
Right.
all these missile strikes. Yeah. That shit look crazy. Look at it, man. It's watching the videos and it's just this shit coming out of the look like firebugs or something, lightning bugs. And then you got Gaza. They were meeting Israel's fire what you call that shit?
Anti-defense system?
Yeah, the anti-defense system was meeting their firepower in the air, knocking them out the sky.
Damn.
So you see the shit. And next thing you know, you see. But then some of them hit, but then some of them got, took it down.
Take it down.
I was like, damn, yo, that shit, hey, that's how you know. Just that little bit of seeing that and seeing what the world is going to be in a state when Yahweh shall return, man.
Yeah.
They shooting at the chariots, man. But verse 7, it says, and thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it.
Right, because he doesn't think of the latter end, man. He just knows that he's going straight forward with his agenda, man. But he doesn't know that it's a trap, man. The Lord got you in a trick bag, my man. You know? The Lord laid a snare for you, man. You know? So everything's going according to prophecy. Everything's going according to the Lord, man. Okay? So everything that we see, man, we're not to be dismayed or have to be in any fear of what move this man makes, man. It's all the Lord that's controlling this man. Okay? With the puppet master, man.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, hey, look, man, like the brother said, all we gotta do is hold on to what we was learned and don't get tricked. Like the brother said, the Lord got Esau in the tricks bag. The Lord got you in a snare, a trap that you can't dig your way out. Mm-hmm. You know how Esau do in the field? He'd dig a hole and put leaves over it, and then you fall into it. Yeah. But that's you. Yeah. You can't get out of this. You know? Hey, the way that you are forcing this medical thing on everybody, the way that your beast system, the way that you're organizing everything through these agendas, you're caught red-handed, man. You're going into a snare that you can't get out of. You can't repent from. But either way, Esau can't repent anyway.
It's Job chapter 12, verse 16. With him is strength and wisdom, and the seed and the deceiver are his.
That belongs to the Lord, man. The deceiver are his, man. The Lord's controlling all of this, man. And hey, man, a lot of people that's taking the serum, man, is the 2/3 any goddamn way, man. The hell with them people, man.
Real quick, because it said he shall be a lady forever in Isaiah 47:7. And the word there for lady goes back to the word gabayar, which says Lord or ruler. So Esau literally thinks that he's going to be in that position of power forever, man. Calling the shots, eating good, being around all of this precious metals, man. They eat, another servant comes and open up a plate, tell him dinner is served.
Yeah, right.
You think he's going to be in that position forever, man. But guess what? You're actually going to be a fucking slave, man. Straight up, according to the scriptures. And Obadiah 1:18 said you're going to be destroyed after 1,000 years of slavery. So how about that, man? Because you are the wicked, man. Look at this place. All right? Scripture saying when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. When the righteous bear rule, the people rejoice. Here it is, your woman, you can be with your woman for 15 years, man. And then you'll have some Mrs. Steal your girl come and fuck your whole shit up, man. You know, and then nothing happens to him. They walk hands off in the sunset, man. But guess what? When we in rule and shit, and the heathen do that, because we're gonna be perfect. But when that happens with the heathen, at least they'll get the satisfaction of a stone in their eyes, man.
But put it like this: when we're ruling in the kingdom, the heathen's gonna be happy, man.
Yeah.
They're gonna be happy, man, because it's gonna be righteousness done in the earth. They ain't gonna want no other king, no other nation over them, man. After we get over them, you know, they're gonna love it, man. They're gonna love it. They're gonna have to keep our laws, you know. Now maybe not the first beginning of slavery, but during the time.
We gotta show them how it's going down, man. We gotta show them the standard of how we gonna be living, man.
It's never good when it's the beginning. You know, look how we got dragged from one continent to another. You know, and look what was done to us, and then over the generation to generation.
Jake happy, man. Jake come up against us, man, because they're comfortable here, man. They don't understand that they're still prisoners of war, man. You know, they don't understand that, man. They don't understand that whole concept, man. You know, Esau understands that whole concept of how you have a conquered people, man. You know, this is why it says Jeremiah 15:33, that we are oppressed together. He refused to let us go. He won't even let us go on our own and try to be sovereign, man. He don't want that, man. He needs to have us under his thumb, man. Okay, because this is how he continues to rule, man.
Hey, check this out. There it is. We're in north, right? But we're northern now. This is supposed to be going into what? North. And meanwhile, over southern, you got the southern. When you go to north, you see the northern kingdom.
Right.
But we're still together because the hospitals, we all got to be together.
Right.
So you go into a hospital, it's nothing going to be southern and northern and the southern. You know?
Oh, quick scripture for what you said. Baruch chapter 3 verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power.
So and I was going to say, so it's a reason why we in this condition. But guess what? Hey, it's a good thing the Lord put us through this, because now we at the end of this.
Right.
You know, we ain't at the beginning of the Lord bringing his anger upon us for being wicked. We're at the end of our punishment, man. So read that again, now. Yeah, that's beautiful, man. You know, I mean, going through it is rough, you know, but we're at the end.
At the end of
That is the end of the beginning.
Yep.
Baruch 3 and 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
We're still in captivity. We don't have nothing. We don't have our own land. Okay, we don't have our own really tradition. Really, you look at it. I was speaking about this too the other day. You know, just dealing with Judah, right? Somebody asked me, you know, why does Judah act like that? Well, why Judah can't act like this? In a nutshell, it's because Judah, you look at it, right? You've been brought from one continent to another, and not just Judah, but mainly just talking about the Negro, right? You've been brought from one continent to another, and you've been everything that you knew was taken away from you. So now you became this degenerate, and now you're like a homeborn slave. So everything that they do today, as far as the dancing, we was talking about this earlier, the dancing, the music, it's all on a low level. It's all wickedness, you know? It's all wickedness because you don't have nothing. Like, they don't have nothing. And then if you do want to go back ancient, they go back to Africa, you know? And then that's not nothing, you know? Dealing with a bunch of idols, man, and witchcraft, man, you know? Taking on the customs of being a heathen, you know?
And I always say, man, the people that been here the longest are the worst, man. As far as being in the spirit of Babylon, man. They're the worst case scenario, man. Because you can come from the islands, man, and come here, but you hold on to a lot of the values that you had from back there, man. Yeah. And not giving into what this place is, man.
Like cooking, you get your woman from the island, Benjamin, like she cooks. She go to the store, she get the stuff she need, and she home cook everything. You eat vegan, all right. She go get the ingredients for the vegan, and she go home and make you a vegan burger. Yep. And your shit falling apart. That's when you know that shit is vegan. Because the other day, trying to eat a vegan, hey, look, man, you know what's home cooked vegan, and you know what's processed vegan. Processed vegan meat is literally like meat. Yeah. When you got it in a bun to eat it, it's like meat. You slicing through it like meat. But vegan burger with the beans and black bean stuff, if you eating it, it's falling apart. You can see the little bean in there. That's when you know you eat home cooked vegan, man. Because a lot of this vegan shit, that's Bill Gates shit, man. You know, he wants you to eat vegan, this processed vegan. You don't know what the fuck that meat is. You know, it may taste like meat, and they tell you it's vegan, but you don't know what the hell you're eating. That's why you got to get the ingredients yourself and go home and blend that shit up and put that stuff together. You know,
They can make anything taste a certain way with the right chemicals.
You don't want nothing coming off no damn conveyor belt line, man.
Yo, I got people. Matter of fact, last week, man, the girl, she's like a little, you know, showing a little healthy side, whatever. She's trying to get me to go. Oh, you gotta try the Impossible Whopper. Trying to eat that.
Impossible.
Impossible Whopper. She doesn't eat meat, so she's gone home about, oh, it's delicious. You know.
Last verse 7, Isaiah 47:7. And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither did remember the latter end of it. Therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, and sayest in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitudes of thy sorcery.
Hey, it says it should come to thee in their perfection, man. That goes back to the book of Joel, when the missiles are shot, man, they're not gonna lose their rank, man.
Right.
You know, they're gonna come in perfect order, man, and they're gonna carry out the will of the Lord, man. You know, all right. Well, he's saying that he shall not be a widow and sit as a queen. The Lord said, on the contrary, man, this place is doomed, man.
Yeah, it says sorcery because everything is done in deception and witchcraft. You know, so it says, and for great abundance in thy enchantments, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thou wisdom and thou knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me.
Hey, real quick, because they always had the same ingredient going on, man. They always do the same thing over and over again because it always worked, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But now it's being exposed now, and now they just throwing things out there and getting sloppy with it, man. They don't really care anymore now, but it's sloppy. It's sloppy craftsmanship on how they're trying to deceive the people, man. Because you got people that are waking up, man, to the deception of this place, man. You know?
Verse 11, therefore shall...
He said in his heart, I am, and no one else beside me. It made me think of that movie Lucy and shit. But at the end, when he became everything, he said, I am. What you say?
I forgot the words, but yeah.
Not everywhere.
I am everywhere.
That's Esau's heart.
Yeah, she became the Most High because she became everything that exists. Yeah.
He said, I'll be a lady forever.
Yeah. It says, verse 11, therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off.
Hey, and talk about that it should rise. He should rise to his feet, man. You know, when the time is in Job, man. You know.
Lord, the Lord being a just power, you reap what you sow. So this devil has sown so much wickedness that when he reaps it, it's gonna overtake him. It's gonna be overwhelming.
Yeah. It's almost like real quick. It's almost like him sitting in a recliner and he just, you know, reaping the benefits of his wickedness, man. And then everything's pop. Oh wait, what the hell going on? All right, you know, not used to that, you know. You're gonna be all over the place, man. You're gonna be all over the place, man. And it's gonna be too late, man. Because why? This is the will of the Lord, man. Okay, your time is up to do this shit, man. It's up.
And you can see it, man. You can see it, man. He's being exposed on all levels, man. You know, the economy, your demolition of this controlled demolition. This breaking down the economy to build a new one, which is the New World Order. You can see it. You know, everything that was supposed to be conspiracy is conspiracy fact. You know?
Ecclesiastes 8:10. And so I saw the wicked buried, who had come and gone from the place of the holy, and they were forgotten in the city where they had so done. This is also vanity, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. Therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Yeah, because they don't get judged quickly. You know, you would do more wickedly because you ain't being judged for what you're doing is wrong. So guess what? It piles on, man. It piles on and you think you're in a good case. But really, you're in a bad case because you're going to have a greater fall.
Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Most High, which fear before him.
Yeah, just like we said earlier, man, this Bible is not a game. It's life or death, man. And people gonna realize that when the Lord is pouring out a massive judgment. Because you're gonna know that it's the Most High doing these things when these things happen. When you have sedition among men, a lack of food and water, all right? Really ain't gonna have no gas, okay? When you got senseless murders and people trying to defend themselves, you're gonna be praying upon the Most High. The first thing that'll come out your mouth is God. God. Why? God.
Why?
You got some fool in the middle of the street. You know? Yeah.
Hey, Esau gonna break down the average Joe 6-pack lunchbox head. He gonna break down, man. You know, because they weak, man. They're not built how we built, man. You know, here it is, Jake, and we don't have anything else to do. We can survive on 2 loaves of bread for the whole week, man. This guy will kill himself, man. If that's what he had to survive for the week, he'll kill himself, man. We know how to. We make threw it up or something, just a loaf of bread for 2 weeks, man, or a week. You know, surviving on something like that, man. You know why? It's because we through the spirit, like I said, the spirit and mentally, physically, and spiritually, man, we're stronger, man.
And that's part of the snares that this devil is setting up too. As a cunning hunter, this whole gas thing. Because if gas skyrockets over $6-7 a gallon, you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
And now that you're sitting at home, which they've been conditioning you for that over a year now, stay home, stay home. So now with gas at $7 a gallon, you're literally a sitting duck at home. And that's when he's going to send out the campaign that we're seeing in places like Canada, door to door, convincing you to that jab. You are going to be home because your car's out of gas.
You riding around the Jeep with the doors off, blasting music, man. Yeah.
So this devil got plans.
Yeah, quick one. This is for niggas who don't take it seriously. Ecclesiasticus 18 and verse 23. Before thou prayest, prepare thyself, and be not one that tempteth the Lord. Think upon the wrath that shall be at the end, and at the time of vengeance. Think upon the wrath that shall be at the end, and the time of vengeance, and when he shall turn away his face, when thou hast had enough, remember the time of hunger, and when thou art rich, think upon the poverty and need. From the morning until the evening, the time is changed, and all things are soon done before the Lord. A wise man will hear in everything. In the day of sinning, he will beware of offense, but a fool will not observe the time.
Yeah, that's the point is, you're supposed to think of your last hit. You know, you're supposed to think upon the Lord, you know, at the last hit, because you get comforted, and things are going a certain way for you in a comfortability way, and you forget about the Most High. That's why King Solomon said, don't make me poor, Lord, make me rich. Make me rich. At least I think he said, forget thee, and if I'm poor, at least I'll steal. So you want to be in between. You want to be balanced. We went into that earlier, man. You know, you can strive to be balanced, man. Anyway.
Yeah, no, it's also said that the wrath at the end, time of vengeance, he shall turn away his face. So when all shit goes to all the hell, Most High is going to turn away his face, man. It's going to be nothing but trouble for you.
Hey, that's the day that we're going to want that. You're going to need mercy. You're going to need mercy. You know?
And real quick, the reason why, what the brother's bringing out, Zechariah 7 and 11. But they refused to hearken and pulled away the shoulder and stopped their ears that they should not hear. So the same way that they pulled away from the Heavenly Father and they turned their shoulder and turned their back on him, like the brother's bringing out, the Most High is going to turn away his face from them.
Yeah, Proverbs, it says, the Lord said he's going to mock at your calamity. He's going to mock your fear. Finishing up, Isaiah 47 and 12. Stand now with thy enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers and the stargazers and the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Behold, they shall be as stubble the fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it. Thou shalt be, thus shall they be unto thee, with whom thou hast labored, even thou merchants, and from thy youth they shall wander every one to his quarter, none shall save thee. So, hey, with that, we want to hope you was edified. We want to give all praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash.
Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone, we rule well. Salutations to the Lord's elect. Shalom.
Shalom, shalom, shalom.